So hopefully it will work. And we'll be all right.
Yeah. It'll be right.
It'll be neat. I love that saying. It'll be neat.
Yeah. It'll come out and wash.
It always does, doesn't it? Right. Here we go.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast, I can roast.
Be one of them. Hello and welcome to
Hello.
Tuesdays Live with Gavin from Impossible Inverts. And if you don't know who Gavin is, there is definitely something wrong. Hey Essa, hey Tarantula, hi Joe, hey Kathy. Hey Susan, hey Craig. We have a quick look up. Hi Ian. Hey Greg. Hey Mark. Hey Hannah. Hey Torby. Yeah, there's a few. I'm just going to say hello to everybody. Hey Mark. Hi Victoria. I know we had a live previous where we talked about kind of how you got into the hobby and stuff like that. But for anybody that's watching tonight that missed that one, do you want to just briefly go over how you got into the hobby, Gav, and all the rest of it?
Because I'm mental. You know. I've always had a curiosity of bugs and stuff. And I got to the point where
Hey Frugal.
I could buy actual inverts. So I just started with Mantis, and a few like different moths and stuff like that. And obviously that progressed as it always does with everybody. And before you know it, you end up collecting tarantulas. And it becomes more than just collecting it. It becomes life, doesn't it? It just consumes you. So that's how I'm here.
You're right. You get your first spider, and then you look at it every single second of every single day, and then you end up getting another one, and another one, and another one, and then you've got tons. And like you say, it literally does. That's it. It's that spider's his life.
Yeah.
And you don't even realise it's happening either, do you?
No. Because it's so easy to go from like say for instance you go to TSS and get the 3-sling starter set that a lot of people do start with. I mean, I started with that myself. So you get those 3, and easily within 6 months you're talking 40, 50,
100.
I don't even know how many I'm.
I always say I've got 300, but I don't actually know.
No.
It's just easy just to have a number-ish to drop out every now and again.
I usually about 150. Give or
Joe
take.
Biden.
But that goes up and down. I have slings from time to time as well. So when you start putting your egg sack into it.
Oh, yeah, I've got another, 100 and something. Joe said, look at me, Scott. 3 months ago, I had 2. By tomorrow, it'll be in 14.
There you go.
But,
it's so easily done.
Gav's got to agree. I mean, it doesn't matter how many you've got, or you might not even have spiders. As long as the passion's there, you're all good.
There is a lot of people that still don't have teas, but they're still very much active within the tea community because they just enjoy seeing the pictures and videos that people share.
Well, you
Which is
could be in
cool.
a position where you simply can't have one
Yeah.
for whatever reason, or maybe somebody's got a slight fear, but they're still trying to get over it, and in time with the groups on Facebook and everything else, move on to actually keeping one.
Just get a jumping spider, that'll clear that. I always say that's like the gateway spider into the tarantula world.
Is that because every time anybody gets one, the first thing they do is go, "Oh."
Yeah, they're besotted with them, aren't they? And it's
Frugal
start
says, "I
to-
don't you can have any tarantulas."
when you interact with them as well, it helps let you have a different insight onto like the spiders themselves, because the majority of people, it's the legs that put them off, without a doubt. And once you've had a jumping spider for a bit of time, then just go for tea.
I stumbled into the hobby, like, but before that, no way would I have gone and gone, "Oh, I know what to do. I'll buy a spider today and keep that."
No.
I'd rather. I was watching the documentaries and stuff on animals, full stop, and whatever animal, whatever insects mainly, because they're just fascinated me because of versatility from a young age. But in all the years, I never thought about actually going and buying one until I got given to.
And I bet you've never looked back.
No. And I've even had a couple of mantis. I think I bought the majority of those from you and Mitch, to be honest. I'm pretty sure from the shows and stuff.
Yeah, it will have been.
Are you attending the Taunton?
Yeah. I'll be at Taunton.
Oh. Night, Greg. Why everyone, my YouTube on PC is not working. So giving up. Good stream. Take care. Oh, night, Greg. Sarah got a jumping spider first. Now keeps tarantulas. One obsessed. Hannah started with a jumping spider. Hey, Jezza. It looks like, yeah, I think you're right there, Gav. Quite a few people in the comments started with the jumping spider and now moved on.
Yeah, it's a great way for just that bridge between. And I know a lot of people have gone jumping spider and then dwarfs, stuff like C. elegans, pumpkin patch, because they're still relatively sized to the jumping spider.
They're still small and cute.
Especially C. elegans. I mean, they're tiny, even the females.
Oh, you're looking at your thumbnail as an adult female.
Yeah.
I can remember getting one as an adult female, looking at it and going, "This is not an adult female." And then obviously going on Google, and then going, "Oh yeah, maybe it is." Because I expected them to be twice the actual size than they are.
Yeah. That's same with me. I mean,
Somebody said
early on, I got a Cardiopelma mascara.
Aileen.
Is it mascara? And it were a mature male. I thought it was just a sling until I looked close at it, and it full on pedipalps, and it literally looked like a 3 centimeter sling at most.
Hey, Nessa. I've got hattie male at the moment, mature male. It's about this big.
Oh yeah, they are small.
Literally. I'm like, yo, you're not going to survive 2 minutes with my girl.
Thing is, I think sometimes it helps them, doesn't it, when they're small?
Just to get in and out, gone. Yeah. I see. You can see why a lot of the true spiders have gone really tiny. Hey, Charlotte.
Especially when you look at stuff like
Ooh.
Trichinophella. The big orb weavers.
And the babies are tiny.
They are. That's where the hard work is.
Pumpkin patch. Gav has made me a pumpkin patch out of wood. It's truly beautiful. I swear Gav is some type of magician. No idea how he does it, but it's incredibly talented. We shall move on to Gav's woodwork in a minute or two. I think. But the trick with failure, Gav, you can't. I mean, you can see why there's no males in the hobby because they're that small.
Yeah. Well, they mature out in no time. The only way that you're going to be able to have a male is maybe 2 generations, maybe even 3 generations before you have a male that's ready for your female. Where is it?
I'm pretty sure there's been a male or 2 in the hobby, unless it's just egg sacs from wild caught females.
No, there has been males, but I think they've started as a wild collected egg sac, and somebody's managed to raise them up, or they've managed to get a second egg sac and raise them up.
And
I
then
think it was Mantis then.
Paired the
Paired
original female from the second egg sac.
Male from the second egg sac.
That is some going, isn't it?
Yeah. But you get mantis like that, like orchid mantis.
My mantis knowledge, to be honest, Gav, is very small, very tiny. I don't know nearly enough as what I should do about the mantis.
Well, with orchid mantis, I mean, you'll have seen the size comparison between the male and the female. But because they're so quickly lived, the males, if people are wanting one and say they've got like a sub-adult female, like a 6 instar female, and they're wanting a male to go with it, it's probably not been born yet. That's how quickly they grow.
So from the moment they're born to the moment a male matures of a mantis, how long is it? Are we looking at like 6 months?
Less than that, I'd say. I reckon males can mature within like 4, and you're looking up to a year for your females. Like 9 months to a year.
That's crazy. I mean, I had the giant African. Is it the Leonelli? If I remember right, I had a male one of those.
Lineola.
Yes. Yeah. And I remember that maturing quite quick. But it just had its wings, so I would just flew it around the kitchen for weeks.
Oh, they're crazy.
Just used to sit just behind the camera. Okay. So it used to fly around. I used to get him out, fly him around the kitchen, put him back in, and then I come home from work the next day, do the same thing. I couldn't say if he enjoyed it or not, but he always seemed to try and not land back on me, but definitely come back and land very near me.
Well, I mean, like, he'll get excited, won't he? He'll be fancying his chances, and then flies around, realizes there's no there. Come on, put me away then.
I want to go home. There's no women around. What have you bred in the past?
Kilobrachys, Discalus. I've had an egg sac from Kraken, but then she just disposed of it, like spread it all around enclosure and everything. Curly hair. I think everybody's raised curly hairs, haven't
they? Yeah. They're nice. I thought.
Pane, Kallenberger.
Unless it just said Kallenberger. I take it she must have bought one of yours then.
Yeah, she did.
And the OBT.
Yeah, and the OBT. Just red colour form, but I mean OBTs. I just love them all anyway. And it were a nice one to just start because I do plan on
cool.
like being able to breed more in future with Pteronoclus. I mean, some of the
I'm finding it fascinating, just breeding full stop.
Yeah.
Just buying the spiders and then keeping them for a little bit, then putting the male in and getting the egg sac, and then clocking it when the spiders open. That when you, I've always pulled the sacs before in the past, apart from with the Emernia because I didn't know she had the sac. So with the Germania, I left her deliberately. And when you look, and the female's sitting there, and she's got all the babies are underneath her, around her, and all close to her. It's just so beautiful to look at. It's unreal. And to see the female, even when she come up for food, one of her legs was still touching where literally the sling pile, if you like, and making sure she knew exactly where they were. And I thought, if anything had touched them, I wonder how quick she would have flew down and just bit without even looking at what it was.
Like lightning, man. Like lightning. But yeah, I've always pulled sacs. But I've paired my Metallica. So if she gives me an egg sac, I plan on just leaving the egg sac to hatch with her. And same with my Regalis as well. I've got a pair together. And I'll do the same there.
On the night when I found the Emernias, it was Tara, it was the wife. She found her. And Luke was coming over to pick me up to then go off, and we were doing a little spider and invert thing at the Scouts. And so when he came, I literally had like a pot of slings. Like we dug them all out, and I showed him obviously, and he says he couldn't believe how well they looked for Emernias and how far they'd come, and each one of them were fat bums, looking beautiful, and all the rest of it. And I carried on feeding her because she molted. So in my mind, she molted. She's not going to drop a sack, and she did. And she kept coming up and taking the food. So I thought, well, there's nothing down there because she wouldn't be doing that. And what she must have been doing is eating whatever she needed from the dubia, and then taking the rest down for the slings, dead, and going, there you are, kids, have your dinner. And I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to do it with the Germani. I've got the Psalmopoeus pulchris paired, so I'm going to do it with her as well. And if there comes a point where the spider eats the egg sac, it's just, well, it's going to be one of those, isn't it? I'm prepared to take that on the head. But the slings just seem to do so much better so far anyway. This is the only second time I've done it, but by just leaving the egg sac with them all.
I've seen a lot of people now with Psalmopoeus. They'll always leave them for them to just hatch out with the mother. I think it's rare that people pull the sac.
I looked. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, with the Emernias, they're all like small, little fat bums. The Germani, small fat bums to start with, and then they molted out, and they almost look like an Incy Gold adult as a tiny sling, same kind of colours. And I was just absolutely shocked because again, it was another spider that I just put behind me. I knew she was paired. Leave her to it. Didn't bother checking until one day, and I had a quick look, egg sac, put her back, left her, tried her with food, and she'd come up and ate the food again. And then I didn't actually look for, I don't know, once the egg sac was there, it's probably about another 6 weeks before I had a look. But that's the thing, is like resisting, not to be going every 2 minutes. No egg sac. Oh, still no egg sac. Oh, still no egg sac. Oh, she's laying it, because you run the risk of going, oh, she's on a sac. Oh, I'll just go and check her again. Oh, she's on a sac. she's eating it. You know what I mean? Because that's going to be my fault for keep moving her. Or, hey, Nikki, for keep moving it all the time, you know? Hey, Dave.
Well, I made that mistake with Marigalis. I'd paired her before. She dropped an egg sac, and I think it must have been a few days before I planned on actually pulling the egg sac. I checked on her just to, make sure that everything were all right. Put enclosure back and everything. Left her for the next 3 days.
Hey, Emma.
Back and she'd eaten. And that's the risk that you always have in it by going and check on them. So yeah, it makes sense to just leave them.
And everybody says, "Oh yeah, the breeding, the pairing, the getting the egg sacs are the easy bit. It's the sling parts." And they say, spiders do eat egg sacs all the time, and this happens and that happens. But when it happens to you, it don't half eat it, doesn't it?
Yeah, because
you don't know. Oh,
you want to know what mistake you've actually made with your husbandry, and 9 times out of 10, there's nothing that you've done in that. It's just a case that you've disturbed her. I mean, sometimes it can be just as simple as she's not had enough food in that ladle, that she's just a little bit over hungry, and as a last resort, make sure that she's eating so that she can survive.
I often think, like, maybe because obviously they're really sensitive to vibrations. So could you imagine having an egg sac and everything's fine? You live on a quiet road, and then suddenly building work starts a couple of doors down, or maybe at the end of your road, and there's 20 lorries a day coming up and down. Those vibrations, then I wonder if that would have an effect. Or, I mean, having said that, the Jemani had the egg sac, and we had the babies, the slings, and the Emernia's on a sack, and that's with next door, which is literally where my finger is now. They've knocked out walls, and they're doing a complete renovation of their full house. They've knocked out walls, drilled holes into ours, and all sorts. Been banging for like 6 days a week since just before Christmas. And these two have been all right. So
I suppose a lot of that depends on where they are to start with. So obviously you've got children. So I've got children as well. So I know that children are not quiet. Not when walking around houses.
Oh no, mine ain't. My God.
So if they're in that environment where there's a lot of noise and vibrations anyway, it's not going to affect them, is it? Whereas if you're some retiree, single bloke or woman that's got a collection in a nice little quiet area, and then all of a sudden there's, like you say, roadworks, wagons going up road, then I think it'd make a difference.
It's funny actually, because the Simon Payson earlier actually sits on top of our fridge freezer. So every time you open the door, she's like this. Well, she's still sat there with 2 legs on that egg sac, and that's how it happened with the slings from her as well. Nikki says noisy house full of animals and kids and never had a sack eaten. There you are.
There you go.
I think you could be right. I think if the spiders are around the noise, then maybe just eventually realises there's no danger, and that's that.
Yeah. Well, it's on its same in the natural habitats, isn't it? Like, they're not all within these secluded parts of forest or jungle or scrubland. A lot of them are right up where humans are living, working.
Same house.
And I think it's the same sort of thing.
Could one of the moderators, or admin, or whatever you want to call it, put Gavin's link into the comments throughout the night? If you could, that'd be absolutely awesome. And if you're not subscribed up to Gavin, hit that channel link and go and drop him a follow over there. Please. It'd be interesting to run some sort of test, I think, but at the risk of losing an egg sack, it's like maybe not.
Yeah, it definitely outweighs it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not worth just
Cheers, Leah.
doing it for the sake of it.
And a little birdie called Nessa has literally just dropped me a message because you've got a birthday coming up.
Yeah, day before Taunton.
Day before Taunton.
Yeah.
And how old are you going to be, Gav?
I'm gonna be 40.
Still a baby. What are you doing for it? Are you going to be coming to Taunton with a bit of headache?
No. I don't think I'd better do show. Like, you know, the way that some of them drink, like Chris and Tim and that lot, like they put away some serious beer like before the show, and I just don't know how the cope with the day after.
They all do it.
Nah.
As you know, last show I was with them, and I mean I don't drink, but they all of them, Brad as well, and they're just I don't know. I mean, with Rad, yeah, you know, he's Polish, and Polish, I think they've got it in their blood. You know what I mean? It's in their DNA. But same with Chris. Chris can hit the bottle, not a problem. Get up in the morning, like nothing's, like he's not even touched alcohol the night before. I'm like, how are you moving? I would be. Well, I ain't drank for 17 years. I'd probably be in hospital, but you know, back in the day when I did drink, yeah, no way I would have got up at that time.
No, I won't. So when we got such shows, when we do an overnight one, then I'll have a couple of beers the night before, but one or two, and I'm done. I don't really drink, so
yeah.
I'm like you. I used to like drink serious amounts, but
Link says Chris is an animal. He is, and then Nikki has just made an important point, saying, "Oh, we're forgetting how much Luke can drink before a show."
Oh man, I've seen him in some funny states, like the day off the show.
He's just Luke is the party, isn't he? Luke just appears, and that is the party. I mean, I think it was. I hope you don't mind me saying it, but I'm pretty sure it'll be all right. I think it was the Brighton show where there was something happening in a nightclub, so he went to it, and then he had about an hour's sleep, and then went to the show. I think another one was he flew back off holiday, landed at like 3 a.m. or something, and then did a show. What the? It's just great. I think it's like I think it's when they've got hangovers or when they're tired, or if you're really tired, Gav, and you got the show. It's just like I've had half an hour's sleep, but it's a show, right? You know, and off you go.
Yeah. I'd lose my rag with everybody, man. Just leave me alone. Yeah.
I don't sleep much the night before a show because I just get excited.
Yeah.
Hey, Cozy Reading Corner, hoping to get to a northern show. My first tarantula last month, and now I'm obsessed. Yes. Jackie's just put £5 onto the chat. Thank you, Jackie. Says, got an interesting message from Gav about my scorpion I bought from him. Ooh. Hey, Vertibarian. Shall we talk about the interesting message about the scorpion?
Is she on about the message that I wrote on the box on the tub the scorpion we're in?
Well, yeah, I reckon so. Literally just says, got an interesting message from Gav about my scorpion I bought from him. Hello, Al.
Yeah, it's before Watershed, I can't say that.
We've got another 20 minutes, then we can swear. Chris isn't with us this evening. He's not very well. bit tired, but he has told me that I've got to tell myself what he normally does at 9 p.m. So that'll be happening. Invert bearing, I'm gutted that I might not be able to get to. That's not happening, is it? The invert bearing, gutted I might not be able to get to the Northern show. You better be.
He messaged earlier. It's a bit pants, man. But he's got bills.
Cozy Reading Corner have 5 already and 7 arriving tomorrow. And the spider shop that I know about also bought a £90 mystery box. Nice. Link, I'm going to clip it. Bye, Stuart. That is a shame. It was lovely seeing him last year. I didn't even know. Didn't know he was going to be turning up. Boom! I was like, what? And then Wee Man.
I don't think I found out until last minute that we were going to be there. You see, because we do Glasgow show now as well, so I get to see Adam at the Scottish show. But yeah, when I found out that we were going to be at Barnsley, it was just mental. And I think that might be the first time that Steve had met him as well.
I was eating my food. I would apologise for the kid, but he was just full on fighting me for my coleslaw.
I know it's 3, and he's like me. He's a bit chunky, and Tara loves coleslaw, so she'll buy coleslaw, and then Noah just goes and robs it. In fact, whatever dinner she has, Noah just walks over. If we can, we will sort it. Got a £900 car bill to sort. But as it stands, we might not be able to. £900. Wow. Wow. If you was a bit closer, Adam would have been able to sort you out with cheaper car parts. How did you and Mitch kind of get chatting, talking, and then working together?
He was my Mantis guy. I basically, any Mantis that I wanted, I bought from Mitch. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did go to a couple of other people to get stuff that, like new stuff that had come in. But Mitch was my normal person to go to.
And I bet he didn't. I bet he knew that you went to other places and didn't Barrow United.
No.
Hey, Leah.
He's never. It don't bother him, that sort of thing. If somebody buys from him and then goes off and shops somewhere else, it bothers him if they buy from him, then go off and shop somewhere else and never come back. Which I imagine that'd bother anybody, but he don't. Yeah, he don't seem to bat an eyelid about it.
Adam, he says Mitch offered Gav a reach around, and the rest is history.
Of course, I obliged. Yeah, so I used to order from him quite regular. I'd get a mystery box every 3 months without fail, as well as in between. If I fancied another mystery box, I'd get one. So over time, I just got to know him through obviously buying from him. He did a series of lives before, where he sent out raffle tickets with his purchases, and then you tuned into it live and then see if you won. So I got to know him a bit more on that, and we only live maybe 5 minutes away from each other. 10 at a push.
Did you ever get to the point where you were like, all this money I've been spending on postage, and I could have just gone?
He used to say to me all the time, he says, like, you do know that you can just come and get it off me, or I can drop it off for you. And it's like, no, it's cool. We'll just pay postage. Because I mean, at the time, I think that when you actually made a couple of quid on postage, these days you don't. So, you know, a lot of the time you end up having to put money into the postage yourself. But yeah, we always used to say to him, no, we'll just pay postage. It's all right. But then somebody let him down. That used to help him. Let him down big time. So he approached me and asked if I'd help. And I said, yeah, I'd love to. And that was what.
Did you, did you even
Just
think for a second,
now.
or was it just yes?
Yeah, like yeah, I'd do it. I mean, it was scary, but yeah, I'll do it because I'd never been to a show before that, like as a punter. So I was just basically thrown straight into shows as a trader. It were an eye opener, but
You'd never know
enjoyed it.
because it looks like you've been doing it 10 years.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I've got to prepare myself mentally beforehand and stuff because, like, as you know, I have social anxiety anyway, so there's a lot of work up to it. But once I get in that zone, and I'm amongst people that everything's like common interest.
Yeah,
we all love inverts. So
I don't think I could
if
go
I'm there
to.
and I'm talking about inverts, something that I'm passionate about and that I love, then I'm in that zone.
I think it was. I think where did I go? I went to a car show, and I walked around the car show. Is it the racetrack area? I can't remember what it's called now. Donington? No, not Donington. Silverstone. Is it Silverstone? It's a Ford show. I went with my mate because he had this ST. And you walk round, and there was like thousands and thousands of people, but you just felt out of place. Didn't feel welcome. Anxiety is going off crazy. Yeah, you go to a spider show, and you think every single person in here is as batshit crazy as what I am. They're all here for spiders, and 80% of the people that are here suffer with social anxiety as well as me. You can see it, and suddenly it's just like, chill time. I think it's one of the shows. A lad I met at the last show, he said to me, he was wearing a peculiar hat, so I spoke to him about the hat, and he said, "There's nowhere else I can wear it. This is the only like place where there's loads of people where it's just not a problem, socially accepted." And it was, you might remember him actually, Gav, from Seas. He had a black hat with the two big black horns.
Yeah, because I said to Mitch, I said,
And
"Is that Dave from Bottom?" But no, like I think the show must have been open about 3 minutes, and he'd come through. I'm guessing making a beeline for TSS because that's what everybody does at these shows. And we were just outside of them, so I like looked up front table, and there wasn't like hardly anybody else there. And then I seen it, and I'm like, "Wow, that's cool," because it really was a cool helmet.
we've got Leah has social anxiety. If anyone needs to duck out the crowd, happy to help. Adam, excuse me, I'm generally not a fan of people, but I love the shows. Craig had a wobbly at Coventry show. Sat behind Scott. That is something that is good. I think Mitch, well, you and Mitch and Leah were the first ones to start to go. There's a chair behind our table whenever you feel you want to come sit down, and I've seen it spread across. And this, I think, and before that, we were kind of talking about having an area where people could go and relax and chill and stuff like that. So it's nice to see the traders have literally set an example and just done it. Because I spoke to, who was it? I spoke to somebody from the BTS, and they were like, they weren't majorly like in disagreement with having a separate room. They were like, there isn't any separate rooms, but anybody can go outside anyway. And I was a bit like, I need to talk to you face to face because you can't not grasping it over Messenger. I mean, they were lovely to speak to, and they were going to look at stuff in the future. But to have you guys doing things like that, and Leah doing stuff like that, I think that means a lot to a lot of people in this hobby. And it's it's good to see the traders aren't there just to try and make a couple of quid. They're there to support everybody and each other, which is, for me, amazing.
Yeah, because I mean, these traders are just like everybody else. Like they're passionate about what they do. You know, they're not just passionate about business sense and everything. I mean, obviously, everybody wants to make money at shows, but they're passionate about the hobby just like we are. You know, these people started off where we are before they took it to a business level. You know, it's the ones that do it just for the money are the ones that never end up sticking around, because it goes up, spikes, bottoms out, and that's it. You don't see them.
But you go around the market and go around a normal market store, right? Normal market with normal people. I know it's I nearly swore than 8 minutes early. I hate doing it because it's just normal people, and my head just goes, "You lot are absolute." You know, I want to be with my invert people. The people selling stuff come to you and go, oh, you know, got these, got these, got this, got that, got that, and it's like you're not passionate about what you're selling. You just want this to get some more stock in to redo it the following week, and it really shows. And I think at the shows, everybody, every stand seems to be really passionate. Whether it's spiders, whether it's the app that's about, whether it's mantis, true spiders, millipedes, scorpions, whatever it is, everyone's passion from the seller's side is absolutely incredible nowadays, I think.
It is, and you notice it like straight away. You've only got to look around, and when you see like 10 people at a stall, but they still spend 10-15 minutes talking to one person about any sort of subject, like of what's on that table. Whereas in a normal business, you'd cut it quick, wouldn't you? Like you get that sale, you get the next sale, get the next sale. But no, I mean, I'm saying like if people come to our table and they're just looking, I won't push them to buy because that's their choice. I mean, I'd like them to buy. I mean, it's always welcome. But I just offer to show them, you know, the stuff that I can take the lids off. I'll show them, you know, that stuff so that they can get a closer view at it and spend that bit of time talking about facts to do with whatever species, you know, like, oh, do you know that it does this or does that? You know, it's like its little secret weapon.
It could be somebody that just keeps, let's say, tarantulas and not even interested in mantis, and suddenly go, I don't want to buy one, but wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt. You know what I mean? And then you guys that are talking about it instead of going, oh, buy one, we've got the enclosure, we've got the substrate, there you go, see you later, bye. You know?
Yeah.
But what I've always found with you and Mitch is anything on your table, you know everything about it as well as. So any questions, it's just like boom, you get them straight away. You're not, you know, buying something then shifted on and then you got to go away and Google or something like that. You know, you go buy something from yourself.
We'll get like stuff like some scorpions will get in, and it's like I've never even heard of them before. But you just got to do a bit of homework before, because people are relying on you to give them the information before they commit to buying something like that. So you've got to have the right information. You don't want to be sending somebody away basically on a path to killing that invert if you give them wrong information.
I mean, there's that information and do your research really, really annoys me because people just go, oh, you should Google it. I mean, it took me to be in the hobby for about a year before I actually started using the internet properly because I couldn't learn that way. It took me a year to learn how to read something and take it in properly. I mean, I learned by like messaging you and going, Gav, what do I do with this madness? And then I'll remember the information and use it. Do you know what I mean? And somebody else will say, well, you can try this. And then I'll come back to you and say, I've heard that you can do this. And you'll go, yeah, you can. Or you can use, you know, or you can amalgamate them both together in the same enclosure and happy days. Yeah. So I think when you guys spend that extra 5 minutes just going, yeah, you keep it at this temperature, just spray it a couple of times a day, and that's the humidity done. And do this, do that, job done. I think it certainly sinks in better with myself.
You see, I had a similar sort of conversation with Leah at Seas because she got some tessellata roaches, the peppered roaches from me. But I know that Leah's kept them before, and she just wanted to put some more blood back into her stock. And she was asking me how I kept them, and I kept them slightly different to how she was keeping them. And we just had a conversation about swapping what one might do and the other don't do. But I mean,
just bounce that information off each other.
Yeah,
I think that is how this hobby is going to go forward.
I think it's the only way that it can go forward. I mean, it'll be good to see the back of the days of where people are guarding secrets on how they're getting things to actually breed in captivity and stuff, because they won't share the information with anybody. They'll just look at the success that they've got.
Some will. I found some will, but then, like you said, some others won't. And I mean, I had a bad experience because the first spiders I actually paired were OBTs, and somebody else had paired OBTs, but I didn't know they had. So they said, "Do this and do that," which then I had a dry sack, and they had all their slings ready to sell. And it took me about 2 years to work out how that had planned out and why it had planned out. Do you know what I mean? But then I spoke to other people, and they've guided me through the whole process, and everything's turned out perfect. I think there is sometimes, I think some people will guard, especially when it comes to the more expensive spiders and inverts. There's a lot of hell back there, for definite. But that annoys me because I think, well, you want to guard that, so again, you're looking at this as opposed to supporting the hobby. So my attention shifts off you, and it goes back onto everybody that I know is willing to help, no matter what the question is. And I've seen it when obviously people have messaged myself and they've said, "Oh, I'm keeping it like this and doing that, but the male won't pair." And I've gone, "Well, who told you to not use a water dish?" Right, and I'll say, "Look, I've never bred this species, but this person has, and they'll be glad to tell you how to do it." But it's like one of my friends, because he's always looking for males and stuff like that. He's always complaining about other people holding back males until they're basically not fertile, and then selling them and saying that they're only recently matured. And I've seen a couple that he's had, and I've looked and I've gone, yeah, they're both really, really old, really old. And he's literally paid good money for them as well. That does, it grinds my gears, man. That type of stuff. Hey, Daryl, because at the end of the day, if you're a seller, and somebody's breeding the spiders that you're also breeding, that means you've got double the amount to sell because you could buy them all in bulk off that person.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone's Well, like you said, I mean, those that are in the money, they don't seem to last too long, and it's similar, isn't it? You can, you just move away, don't you, and leave them to it.
Yeah.
It is probably the hey moon is probably the most polite way I can put it. It is 9 p.m. From this moment forward, we do swear, we do cover adult conversation and stuff like that. So if you have any children watching, either if you can't remove them from the room or if you can't turn it down, then turn it off is probably my best advice, because we are going to swear. And on that note, I'm about to swear because, as you guys know, Chris is a little bit unwell this evening, so he's not joined us. But what he did ask me to do was tell myself that I'm a fat wanker. So there you go, Chris. He made me promise and everything. Hey, Anton. Nicky, seen plenty of people come and go. The trash takes itself out.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's.
Jackie wants me to tell you what I wrote. Scorpion.
Sorry?
Jackie wants me to tell you what I wrote on the Scorpion.
What did you write?
I told her to watch her fingers because it's a bit of a cunt. And I'm not joking. I mean, I've grown that Scorpion up a while, and before its last molt, it nipped me on end of finger, and it actually snapped a piece of its claw off because it was that savage on me. I think it just caught my nail, and it broke off. But it was fine after that. Like I say, it's molted since, and the only thing is, it's just slightly smaller than the opposite side.
Michael Taylor says I've got a Woody thing in the back, Woody toy in the background. That is a butt plug that Gavin made for me. You guys know I like giving the finger, so that's the second one Gav's actually done. The first one's absolutely incredible. I put it in the front of my car. Well, that was awesome. But again, that's something. If that had been a full figure person, there's no way I would have loved it as much as what I do just because it's the only finger. I'll tell you that now. Hey, Tarantula Rambling.
That's maybe 8 months ago. I started doing a full hand carving with the middle finger up. But it's just it's hard trying to visualize the shape of how it goes. Because I mean, you've seen my normal hands when I do them, and it's easier for me to just visualize it straight off my hand. You know,
You could put it in latex, I suppose, and then go, oh yeah.
Yeah, I suppose I could kind of. Yeah.
But
could make a mold. I make it out of plaster of Paris, and I've got it as reference.
I mean, when you had when you come on the live before, and we're chatting about your woodwork and just the way you do it and the way you get, like, you don't measure anything, do you? It's all like, there we go, and that blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind, because everything you do looks like it's to scale to me anyway, and it's like, how have you just got that from your mind and gone, Bob? You know, how have you done it without measuring anything or anything like that? That is such an amazing skill, Gav. It's
I mean,
it is absolutely
easy.
incredible.
It is easy to me, you know, like it's just how I work. But I mean, once you get the proportions right, so like if you're making a tea, for instance, and you've got to make 6 identical legs and then 2 slightly longer.
Frugal Invert Keeper says, "Love you, wood, Gavin."
Everyone loves me wood.
If I tried doing that, it'd look like it was made by a blind donkey, says Alice. Think twice, cut once, says the Invertebrarian. And speaking of Gavin's wood, can we see a couple of things that you've been working on? Or night, Anton. Is it all right to put you on a bigger screen?
Yeah.
Not me. That beautiful man. Oh, that is pretty. How just, I'm going to say it again, how have you looked at the spider and then just made it? Is I know for you it's just like it comes naturally, but for the rest of us it's like, I'm just lost for words, dude. Like I was last time. Tim
Sometimes
Baxter says his wood is the best, well shaped and shiny at the end.
I love finger.
At least that need to be about 10 times as thick for Tim. Could one of the moderators just put Gavin's link back into the comments, please? And if you're not subscribed, please hit that and go and drop him a subscription. That would be. I turn your wood into things. What's your superpower? That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. What else have you been working on or you got complete? Oh, wow. That. Don't want to scratch and sniff that finger. You certainly don't. Well, you might, Adam.
Get splinters.
It doesn't say I turn your wood into things, Scott. What did it say on the mug?
Says I turn wood into things.
Oh, wow. I always say wow to wood, Michael. And that, again, is carved.
Yep. So I like a wood apart from this bit, and this is tin.
How long would it take you to make something like that, literally from scratch? So if everybody watching as well, Gavin does commission pieces. So if somebody said to you, Gavin, I want a mantis, I want this mantis doing, how long from start to finish, roughly? I know it's going to be different from piece to piece.
Yeah, well,
What-
apart from it being different from piece to piece, if it's something that I've done once, I have a process in my head then, which speeds everything up. But if it's something I'm doing for the first time, it can vary from a couple of weeks up to a month. Because sometimes I'll put stuff down and come back to it because I don't want to over push what I'm doing with it, just in case I ruin it. So if something's not working out, I'll put it down. I'll go to something else that I'm working on for a bit, and then I'll come back to it. Sometimes that can be an hour later. Other times it can be like 2 weeks later.
Frugal says, "Can you make millipedes?"
I've got one started that I'm trying to do to see how it goes, whether I can.
There's the Impossible Inverts Facebook group as well. If you guys pop onto there, you'll find Gav.
There's the Impossible Inverts and Other Creations is the actual page for my woodwork.
If one of the moderators could drop that into the comments, that would be awesome. So if you want a commission piece, if you want a nice piece of Gavin's wood, that's where you message. Is there a certain type of wood that you use, Gavin? I.e., like oak, maple, or chestnut? Says Torby. Leah's got a dead leaf mount there.
It's all reclaimed wood. From stuff like the inside of the sofa. All the wood cross beams that make up the sofa itself.
Yeah.
I strip them down, I take all the wood out, and that's what most of my wood is. Pallets.
Recycled wherever you can.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So no trees were harmed in the making of these pieces.
Not apart from the original intended purpose of wherever it was. So,
But to be fair, though, I mean, from the inside of a settee, the amount of settees that you see going to the tip, and it's like, are you going to burn that for electricity, or are you actually going to strip it down and recycle it correctly? And it's like, yeah, you're going to burn it, aren't you? And it's good to see it being used or reused.
I've seen loads like where you watch some wood getting thrown away, and you just think like, so much life in that. Like I could make X amount of pieces out of that piece of wood, and then you just see it getting, you know, when they put the big spiked wheel thing on it and crush it all up
Just
into
crushes it up.
fibers, and it's like, no, I could have used that.
Every time I go, there's like you see tree roots and stuff like that, and I think, oh, you know, why are you in that tip? Why are you not a table or something that's inside, you know, an enclosure or just something other than being squished? And yeah, I have seen like tree roots literally sanded back, polished, and then lacquered and everything, as like standing outside somebody's front door, like one either side, and they look incredible, absolutely incredible. I'm thinking if I ever get a chance where the front garden is big enough, I'm definitely getting a couple just as showpieces for the garden.
Yeah, that's
Craig,
wood.
can Gav make a Scott figure? Are you on about voodoo dolls again? Oh, night, Nikki. Why are you not a table or something? It says Invertebrarian. It is amazing what people throw away. I mean, if you've got time and you're going past the tip often does like tip shops where anything that works is for sale and it's dirt cheap. It's always worth popping in and having a look. And you know, and this comes from somebody that was brought up in Nuneaton, where going in a second-hand shop was frowned upon when I was a kid. You know, you just didn't do it. And if you went to school with a second-hand jumper on or something, you had the piss taken out of your heart. It's good. It's so good to see people like me, that U-turn, gone back to what our grandparents did and reuse stuff. Because, I mean, family of 5, the amount of stuff we throw away is shocking. Absolutely shocking. And it's very easy to fall into the trap of, oh, well, I can just get another one tomorrow. I mean, I'm doing it now, disposable vape, you know. And everything just seems to be disposable. Does my head in sometimes. What else have you been working on, Gav?
I don't know if I can show this. I haven't seen him in chat. So.
Oh, hey, Jaden.
Like I said, I've not seen him in chat, so I don't know if it's a surprise or what. But
hey, Andy, Balfour Town. Good to see you, dude. That was very nice.
There's a tea in that box. In the shoebox, I think it's in.
Is that just literally from the mine to go on a mantelpiece, or is that built to go into an enclosure? Or
I just built it. I don't know. I'd made a couple of hands, like straightforward hands, and then I made that one where it looks like it's been attacked by a zombie.
Hey, Bastion.
And then I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to try and make a bone one. But, like I say, I didn't really think about what I was going to do with it afterwards. So eventually, it's available.
Oh, that's for sale.
Yeah.
Mathers and Shaz's Big Adventures. I'm going to have to pass you to Gavin because I haven't got enough. Like I said it a bit earlier on, I haven't got enough knowledge on Mantis to give good advice. So, Mathers and Shaz's Big Adventures says, what would you say is the best enclosure for Mantis?
It all depends on what Mantis what life stage it's at. Generally speaking, the rule of thumb is 3 times the size of the mantis in height and twice the length of the mantis in width.
Does Mitch sell the enclosures? There you go.
As for
Once
which
in
type of
universe.
enclosure, there's lots of different. They all have the pros and cons. Apart from glass, tend to stay away from glass with mantis.
Not Adam in Vertibarium.
Because the majority of them can't cling to the side of glass, so they just end up rubbing the little tarses down to nubbins, basically.
Oh, so as long as it's not glass, stay away from glass for a mantis.
They stay away from glass, but acrylic enclosures, pop-up mesh enclosures work perfectly well, and then a lot of the ones that you can make yourself. I mean, like these, which are just the clip-down lid.
Could you hold that up to the camera so they can see what you? Trench ramblings reminds me I need to rehouse one of my mantis tonight. Scott's got a wee woody over that. Oh mate, yeah. Every time Gavin shows me anything, I'm like, oh, what?
So this has got an adult female ghost. But this is one of those where they have the thing on top and you pop it down and it makes an airtight enclosure. But I just, with Dremel, I went round, took that middle piece out and glued some organza on. And it works perfect. And they even go bigger as well, because I've got some of my teas in these.
I have. I've got some boreal stuff in those. Oh, hello. Could you bring that a bit? Sorry, Gavin. A bit closer to the camera, and then it.
Go like this.
Oh, wicked! Oh wow, that camera dude is awesome. Awesome. Oh, that's a beauty. What mantis is that one?
This is Theopompa sevilli. That's the grizzly bark mantis.
He's about to rehouse 70/80 mantis in a minute.
Fun times. I'm guessing that's nymphs. He's had a new hatch.
Nessa says, do you still have the wooden mantis raptor you made a while back? Hey, Jason.
No, I made that for Mitch for his school visits. So you have to bug him. Oh, no, don't bug him. I'll find a picture of it and I'll send it to you, Scott, and then you can share it amongst. Because I think you have a chat, don't you?
Yeah, WhatsApp group chat. Yeah.
So I'll send you a picture of it, but it's a fully articulated raptor from a mantis, made out of wood.
Oh, Craig's had to take his tablets for this evening, so he's off to bed. Night, Craig. Take care, dude.
It's about that long.
Nessa said it was brilliant.
Huge thing.
Ian says, oh, they're L2, L3s. He's got a reals on the mantis.
That's jumpy stage.
So if it's saying impossible inverts and creations, the creations, is that just the wooden sculptures or is there anything else going on?
Pretty much just, the wood stuff. Yeah.
Andy says, I have to say, I'm really missing the hobby. Being out a year now seems like 5. Andy, you're still in the hobby. You're still part of the community. Yeah, so don't worry too much, dude. And then, is there any animals or any creatures behind you that you want to show off? Like your favourite mantis, favourite shrew, favourite tarantula, or maybe anything.
No, they're all
that
mine. It's all secret stuff. No more. I don't know.
Can't show that. That's a breeding enclosure. Not allowed to show that one. That's my special tarantula tickle stick for breeding. Can't show you that one.
Go there.
Flip it now.
Can we get there? Can we get there before it runs out?
You know, if you go anywhere near that enclosure, it's just going to shoot back.
Yeah, I need some light. So that's Barylestis. You can't
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
see him, but there's a
With
mature
Barry-
male cello there.
With Barylestis, it's like you think you've dealt with fast spiders. Yeah, get yourself one of those.
Like I said to Steve, these things know which direction you're going to go before you've gone
Before
back,
you
before
do.
you've even bought it. They know. GBB,
Oh, another beauty.
living its best life arboreally. Which me and Mitch had a big theory on this because of where they come from.
Yeah.
And you'll probably notice, because you'll have had a few GBBs over your time.
Yeah.
They always make a pit at the bottom.
Yeah, they make
Almost
like a mixing bowl type of shape, don't they?
Yeah, almost like it's there to collect the water. And we were thinking that maybe because these places have like the monsoons and flash floods, don't they? If these normally web between the mangroves, are they using that as a way to collect the water that's left behind afterwards, just to raise that humidity for them? Because a lot of people just keep them dry.
Oh, I reckon you're probably right. Because at the bottom, their webbing's always thicker, which suggests it could hold water. Well, it can hold the webbing can hold water anyway. But if it's thicker at the
Yeah.
bottom, it does make you think maybe they do want to hold on to the water without it disappearing anywhere else. That's for sure. But I do like
most of its time up there.
I do like to put the water bowl in and then overfill it, so you've always got that damp corner with GBBs.
Yeah,
because I know, yeah, you can keep this dry and that dry, and it's like, but if you add a bit of water, they seem to move more, they seem to walk about, they seem to web more, and it's like they're not dry, 100% dry for the whole year either, are they?
No. Like I say, it's theory, but not enough study goes into it, is there? Because why would you? They're just spiders.
Just spiders. Tarantula ramblings. I give my GBBs a decent sized water bowl. A large water bowl is a fantastic way of increasing humidity without drowning a spider, without having to flood it completely. I tell you, I do it a lot. And it doesn't dry out so quick either. Grinless creatures. Gav, what are you using as a camera? Asking for a friend. I was going to ask the same question as well, Jaden, to be honest.
Sony AX F35 or something. I don't know. FDR-AX43.
Is it the 438? Asking for a friend. Oh yeah. I used to link. I've linked my camera up to it before in the past, like literally years ago, but my camera, mine just overheats or dies, and I'm like, hold on a minute, got to change the battery because I can't keep it plugged in. You just go back to where I was before. There we go.
I tell you what it is, Jaden. It's the model below the one that Kieran used to use. Alternative inverts.
I miss Kieran's videos.
I do. But
He had such a lovely book. I've had that's one of Kieran's, and he started the blackout on my arm. And now to see him a few years later, his tattoos are just like, wow. Messaged him the other day, actually. I said, dude, check this out. Somebody had gone on Facebook, stole his logo, put. I can't remember the name of the page. It didn't call himself Alternative Inverts, but used the AI. Hit literally Kieran's logo, Kieran's pictures, and everything. So we both obviously reported it and commented on, I think, just about everything he'd done, going, that's not yours. David's posh, he's got 2 cameras. Got my Mexican tiger wandering spider has had an egg sac on its abdomen. What do I do? What? A Mexican tiger wandering spider? Have you got James, you got the scientific name for that? Because I think the Mexican tiger wandering spider sounds like a couple of common names amalgamated to me.
Does, don't know. Because your tiger wandering spiders are normally like Brazil way, aren't they?
The Sally, what you got? Pantalo. So even if it was well caught and it's molted in your care, if it's a true spider, they can still carry the sperm through their molts as well. I'm not sure. Got it from a reptile shop as unsexed. If you send either myself or Gavin a message and a picture of it, we'll be able to help you via PM if you like. But as it stands, I'm not quite sure which spider you're talking about. So if they've marked it up as a Mexican wandering tiger spider, it could be anything really. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Michael says Cupinus asali. It could be. But that's a tiger wandering spider. I've not heard of a Mexican one. What else you been getting up to since the last time we met then? I know you did the live stream over Christmas with Mitch.
Yeah. That were epic. Always is. But it's worth it because it's good cars.
Oh, crikey, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't thank Mitch enough for just bringing awareness and more awareness and more awareness about autism. And that's not just autism. It's just, if you take the word autism away or you take mental health away, it's just raising awareness that not everybody's the same. And some of us, react differently, see the world differently and all the rest of it. And what that does is convinced me that my 2 boys, should they come into the spider hobby, will be welcomed and loved from the word go. And that means a lot. Because my youngest is 3 and I'm 45, so I'm only going to be around for half of his life. It's nice to know that he's going to be accepted when I'm not around as well. You know what I mean?
It goes back to that, everyone having the common interest and all being able to talk about the same things, and that's a huge thing within autism, isn't it? Familiar ground basically. So communities like this are always going to help people like that. I think that's probably why there's so many neurodivergent people within the hobby.
I have a theory about autism. Scott will need to message you about it. All right, Nessa, sounds good. Yeah, it's the only place where my madness and mental thoughts and craziness is just accepted. Because one week I can be quite chilled like this, and next week I could be like going off on one and all the rest of it, and going because I'm on a hype or something. Nobody batters an eyelid. It's the only place that you can literally just be free completely. You can do what you want, wear what you want, and almost say majority of things. And that's the way it is. We think with the autism, yeah, it's got to be similar all the time. It hasn't got to be exactly the same, but it's got to be almost the same every single time. And I watched a video on TikTok, and it showed like what it's like for an autistic person. And for me, it's like, wow, you know, you can if you've got autism like around you on a daily basis, you can spot it in somebody, and you can see if they're struggling, especially at shows and stuff. And I think one of the key things is never demand anything, always ask, politely ask. And with our Leo, who can be up and down, aggressive as he can be when he gets overstimulated, he needs to release that somewhere. But if you ask him, he responds to you so much better. And then it's like, if I'm asked, I'm more happy to do something than if somebody tells me. Apart from I don't take it as bad as what Leo does, because if you tell him to do something, he can literally turn around to you and go fuck off, and go back to exactly what he was doing. Look at you like you're a piece of shit, and that's him in a mood with you for the next few hours. Whereas if somebody just tells me to do something, you're not very happy. You just go and do it and come back. But it's just knowing those little bits and bobs. And I think with Mitch's lives, it's really making it a little bit more, you know, inclusive as opposed to exclusive. You know,
and that's what it should be. I mean, for far too long, they were basically outcasts, and that's not good.
I don't know if you've seen the video of the MPs in Warwickshire. I can't even talk about what he said because it really upsets me. Really, really gets to me because I live in Warwickshire, you know, so it's my home. And to think that MPs just think, literally, you know, oh, where have they all just popped from? Where have they all just come from?
Well, it's not that, is it? It's just that the public are more conscious of it, so you see it more.
I was stopped in town once by actually a little Chinese lady, quite old, and Leo was on the floor kicking and screaming, and I laid down with him just to make sure he weren't going to hurt his head or anything. And I was chilling with him. I mean, I don't care if he's lying on the floor and there's a million people in town. I'm lying there next to him. I honestly don't care. And she come up to me. She says, "It's difficult, isn't it?" And I went, "What?" And she says, "You know, having a child with autism." And I could see a bit of pain in her eyes. And I was like, "Well," I said, "Yeah." I says, "It is." I says, "Especially like when other people look and stuff like that." She went, "I know." She says, "My son's autistic, and we only could take him out like once in a blue moon because he was born in the late 70s, so grew up through the 80s." And I thought, well, I was born in 79, and the 80s were fucking bad, sexist, you know, racist, everything back then. It was horrible. And it just hit me, you know, her saying, "I can only take him out every now and again." And the bloke that was criticising the fact that autistic people just seem to have appeared out of nowhere was twice as old as me.
Yeah.
And I thought, you've seen this. You know why are you talking like that? And to think that this guy will actually live in the same area as me, and is part of who's running this area. Fuck me, I was not happy.
Just
So
ignorant.
I am. Well, I'm Saturday. I'm going to go down to the council house in Nuneaton where I'm born, and I'm taking a couple of blue hearts. I'm just going to stick it outside and just leave them, and then just walk off. That's going to be my protest. That's going to be my little bump. See you later. Well, yeah. Well, yeah, it was a bit shocking because we walk into town and people still say certain words about people with disabilities and stuff like that, and like especially if you overhear somebody's conversation, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, just ignore it, carry on, doesn't bother me. But when somebody of importance or stature says something nasty like that, I was thinking, we've fought so hard. In the few years that we've known that he's been autistic, to get him some acknowledgement and get him some support. And here's you literally just batting it off completely.
Yeah.
It's I mean,
And all it takes is for that to be in the wrong areas, areas predominantly where you will have found like the EDL. Yeah, is it? No, English Defence League. Areas where you're predominantly that sort of person, and then somebody has these ideas. They're the ones that are influenced by it and take it on, and you can end up setting a generation back. You've got to look in America. Black Lives Matter. It were almost like we'd gone back like 2 generations. It just, yeah, it's scary that people like that are in power. It really is.
I think with the Black Lives Matter, I think there must still be a lot of racism going on.
Oh, without a doubt.
And I think we're just very lucky that we personally don't see it as much to kind of be aware of it all. So it's good to see stuff going out there so that we're actually made aware.
Yeah.
Cozzy says, I have 2 autistic kids and 1 with ADHD. It's bloody hard. Pretty sure I have ADHD too, but can't get assessed. Best thing about the 80s was the music, says Andy. Let me guess, you agree with all these pronouns then? Yes, I do. When it comes to pronouns, if you want to be referred to as they, them, I haven't got an issue with that. I don't see why other people do. Just let people be people. It's no biggie to you, is it?
What effect on your life is it going to have? Like none.
0.
What does it matter then?
It's literally just the word for you, and it's everything for the person that wants to be referred to as something different. And because it's something different, you're scared, and that's why you don't like it. So the problem is with you, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
For
you, problem.
I've got a very, very, very close friend that recently met, and they've gone through a full change. And when I speak to this person, that they are 100% not the sex that they were born. Do you know what I mean? It's to me now, it's just absolutely clear. And if somebody, his life can be made a little bit better just by you going, they, them, why not? Why not?
If that's the only bit of sort of happiness that they can hold, then
AJ says the government has already set generation back with the COVID shit. Just saying, and I still love my ghost mantis. Fuck them. Yeah, the only I do like where you're coming from, but the only problem with saying fuck them is it almost kills it off. You've got to like push for it to be accepted. It literally has no impact on anyone else's life other than that person's, and it means everything to them. Exactly. I just don't see why it's a problem. If I change my name from Scott to Gavin, Gavin would go, "Hi, Gavin." What's the problem when people get married? Like my wife, she went from Peters to Tasker. That's the same. It's just, I just can't see why people just can't accept it. You don't have to believe that a woman can turn into a man, or the man can turn into a woman. You don't have to believe there's like loads of genders, because I personally think there's only two. But if you want to be referred to as a third gender, that's exactly how I will refer to you. You know. And the world's suddenly a better place. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's happy. It's just the way it is.
I'm not saying that I agree with people saying that they identify as a toaster or broccoli or something like that, because that's a bit way out there.
I said I identified to an alien, and everybody much agreed with it. They're like, yeah. Yeah, I ain't even going down that route, spiders, dude. Tarantula Leo, marrying Jez, therefore I identify as a teapot. Well, I think with Jeremy, you'd probably get more action out of him if you were as a teapot. I think if it's legal and you're not hurting anybody, including yourself, then what's it matter? Everybody has strange, weird tendencies. That, well, I say weird or strange, they could be to somebody else who perceives them to be that way. But as long as they're happy.
Yeah, we all have us quirks.
I hate spider. I identify as a foot that stamps on spiders. That's fantastic. Shall we leave the troll in for a bit longer, just to laugh, or should we block him now? We don't even call you Scott half the time. You haven't even had a choice in that, because I don't mind. What are your pronouns, Gav?
What's that?
I said, what's your pronouns?
My pronouns? It's just me. It's just Gavlar. It's just me.
Gavlar. I like he, him, and it. But I often find myself when I'm talking, like, instead of saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do this," it's always we. And then I watch my video back and I'm thinking, who's we? Where's this other one? Keith says mine is CNUT.
Yeah, I think that's my pronoun as well.
But then, if you've got a lot of people all using different pronouns, you've got to give us, like, not a pass, but time to apologise if we use the wrong one. You know what I mean? That's it. Scott, it's me under the table. That's the we. Wish Jaden was under the table now. Could be sitting like this, just a big smile on my face, watching his green hair going. Anyway, back to the spiders and the inverts. Are you going to Taunton?
Yep.
You work in Taunton?
Do what?
Oh, you got the hotel?
Yeah, we'll go. I think Mitch is on about staying in the same hotel we stayed in last year as well.
Is
same as Rad and the creatures from the North lot.
Does your I don't want to presume. Are you married, Gav? No, I don't want to just presume, but I take it the wife's all right with you and Mitch doing what you do. What happens in the hotel stays in the hotel. We know you're close.
I report back, and I was like, "Oh, well, we got up to this, and we got up to that."
Tell you what, babe, sit down. Let's go to bed. I'll play the video.
Nah, she's cool. But it works other ways as well, because obviously my daughter does kickboxing, so once a year they go abroad for the World Championships. So last year they went away to America, Orlando.
What to watch?
Yeah.
To watch the World Championships?
Oh, my daughter competed in them.
To keep it. Oof. Where did she finish?
She's a two-time world champion.
Whatever pronouns Gavs are, right? Just go with them. Do not ever say anything other than that. You know, and if one day he wants to be woman, do not take the mickey or anything like that. Just say yes, okay, not a problem. And if you're at shows and he says buy this mantis, make sure you buy it.
Yeah, otherwise my daughter will be.
Bring the daughter.
She's
Yeah.
a two-time world champion, and she's just on a new belt, which it's a black stripe, is it? A black tag, which is like the equivalent of a black belt.
How old is she? Don't mind me asking.
14.
What? And she's got a black belt at 14.
Yeah. How long has she been doing it?
That is
2019, but we had 2 years of COVID.
Yeah, so 2019 she started, but then we had obviously 2 years of COVID.
so. She's been doing it for what, 3 or 4 years, and she's been world champion twice.
They're the same world champions.
No,
Fuck.
Is it? No, two separate world champions.
Ireland.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
America this year
Ireland.
and Ireland last year.
Fucking
So
hell.
that were.
I thought for someone like that, I thought, oh yeah, I bet she's been training since the age of 4.
No.
Wow. I've done a bit on how difficult it is, and it is extremely difficult.
But she was doing karate at school when she were at primary school, and I think she did it for like a year or something, and it was just pointless stuff. Basically, dancing is karate in its basic form, and then we said, well, would you? Because her brother does kickboxing as well. And he says, do you want to go try out kickboxing? And she took to it like a duck to water. It's been great. But she was really timid before as well, like, and her confidence, it's come on so much just through doing kickboxing.
Nessa says your son competes as well.
But he's a big boy.
How proud are you when your daughter comes along and says, Dad, I've got to go over to America because I'm in the World Championships?
It's amazing.
Hold on, let me get that on big screen. You're going on solo, by the way. I hope. No.
I'll zoom in again.
There we go. Sarah says, I'm listening in the background, but can I say, wow, my God, that is an achievement.
So that was Ireland. So that was 2022. And then last year, which was October, they did America, which is this beast.
There is a lot of positive comments in the comment section for your daughter, dude. And Nessa said again that your son competes as well.
Yeah. So he's working through his black belts at the moment as well. He's they're just both just really good.
I mean, I've done a bit of training and stuff like that, and to get a black belt, you can't get it within a year, unless you're like amazing. And your daughter's obviously amazing.
And dedication as well. You've got to be dedicated to it. I mean, she trains. What is it? 5 out of 7.
Just 15 hours in gym a week.
Yeah, 15 hours in gym a week. She does.
Have you ever
And
gone to tell her off and gone, "Oh, I better not"?
And she also competes for the England team as well.
How do you mean?
So if it ever went to Olympics, then she'd be within that Olympic team.
When they got a World Tie-Up Championship to fight as.
Oh wow! So as soon as it's an Olympic sport, she will be there.
Yeah, if she was still in that same caliber, or if she stuck at it, I mean, she might change her mind in a year's time.
I'll reword that, Joe.
And
I bet she don't.
You know
I
what?
bet she don't get picked on at school. It's the ultimate perfect daughter, because the moment she goes, "Well, actually, Dad, I'm 18 and there's a nightclub that's opened. I'm going to go there." You ain't even got to worry.
No.
You just like, yeah, exactly. Just reading the paper. 4 lads were knocked out by a somebody, but they don't want to give evidence. You'll be shouting the daughter, going, "What did you do last night?"
And she'd be like, "Wow."
Had a good time, Dad. Dad, you said if anything.
Well, there was somebody, they were picking on somebody else, and they kept saying this stuff, and it was really nasty, you know. So I just had to do something. And I'm like, fair enough then.
Full on ninja.
She's got. I mean, I don't actually go to any fights because I don't know. I find it hard to be able to sit on the side of a mat and watch my daughter fight with somebody.
My eldest does white collar because he's got asthma and wears glasses, so he can't do MMA professionally, and I've never seen him fight, and I don't want to.
Yeah. So
even
I'm
though
like that with her.
I've done bits and bobs myself, but I don't want if somebody hit one of them, you'd be like, "Right, I'm getting in that fucking ring."
Yes, yeah, totally. I won't be able to hold my tongue. I'd say something.
And Mrs. Impossible Inverts, where he'd be sitting on top of the bird going, "Bam, bam, bam."
She's not violent.
I bet if somebody attacked the kids, she would be.
Yeah. But the kids would do what they needed to, wouldn't they?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine somebody starting on your daughter and your daughter literally going, "You know I'm a world champion kickboxer, yeah? And you still want this?" And then literally pop into the hospital the next day when they wake up going, "I did tell you I was a world champion kickboxer. Can I have an apology now?"
Yeah, they walk straight into it themselves then. Yeah.
Well, mind you, I suppose surely if somebody did ever want to hurt her, surely if she just put her foot over the person's head, that would be enough for them to go, "Yeah, see you later. Sorry, bye now."
She's here now.
Because she looks really scary right now.
Congratulations! I am absolutely gobsmacked. Literally a world champion on the stream this evening. Thanks to Gav.
Thank you. Thanks.
When are you competing again?
When she's again, she's got English National Championships are in March. That's her place on England squad, which is to fight at Worlds in Portugal. Works up.
That's not far from me, actually. Works up.
She likes me.
Do you get like I don't know, right? So I'm just asking. Might be a silly question, I don't know. But with Layla, she's got a GCSE or something coming up, an exam. We get prediction. Do you get anything like that with the daughter? Do they say, "Oh, this person they fight like this, so you're gonna have to change your stance," or
Yeah, they look at you.
we'll walk through this, or
I mean, a lot of the time you'll
Come on,
find
Alice.
people that you've fought before as well, because they're on the same circuit at the same time.
there's a lot of good luck for March in the comments for her. But that's just absolutely incredible. The only other world champion I've ever spoken to was a friend from school, and that was judo championships when he was 16 to 20, I think. His name was James Davis. He's moved to Australia. Teaches in Australia now, but he does a lot of singing and guitar playing and stuff like that over there as well. It's such a cool dude, such a nice bloke.
Yeah, well, we went to school with a snowboarder, didn't we?
It's actually his 10th
Is it? Yeah, he's has he actually had an Olympic medal? I know he's competed.
No,
at
he
the
competed
Olympics,
at
like,
Sochi, didn't he? But he didn't. I think he's won youth ones, but not full.
It were amazing to watch him at the Olympics, though, like, because it like, wow, we went to school with you, we were friends with you. I say that because I went to school with my wife as well.
So you known her for a long time then? Was it a school? Was it a school romance started, or was it you re-met later on in life and that was that?
No, I were a bit of a cunt at school.
Weren't we all? How were you a bit of a cunt?
I'm just mischievous.
I was a nasty little shit. I was as well. Yeah. Nessa had a relationship with a world record breaker in Morris dancing before she met Keith.
Yeah.
How could you break a record?
News recently.
What you got going on your YouTube channel? And do you want to just tell anybody that's watching what you get up to over there, and maybe what you
starts at the moment, and then occasionally I'll put a video out, because I only ever put like a full length video out if I really want to put a full video, because I get a bit shy, like with the camera and everything like that, and I just feel so awkward. So it's just easier for me to just do stuff without filming it. And it's not until afterwards that I think, oh, that would have made a good video actually. So I usually just release short videos.
I love what you post on the Facebook, as you well know. Because as nice as you are, you're also the most brutally honest person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, well, you know, you gotta say it. You gotta say it.
But I agree with it all. That's the thing. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, I've got no reason to lie.
I'm trying not to laugh, Grinless. Where do you see your hobby going in the future, personally?
I don't know. Which side of it, the carving or the actual
Both the inverts and the carving's not the right word.
We're going to go forward bigger.
Is the wife behind the camera agreeing with that, or is she shaking her head?
She's busy on the phone. But yeah, no, it's still great because yeah, she's not really bothered.
Well,
She just
I think
knows
from the
that the things that make me happy, then she just encourages me to do it. Plus,
I remember from the last live, she's really, really supportive. And no doubt
she
you are
is.
with whatever endeavours she goes into as well. Yeah, you almost get that.
Yeah, it's just that kind of relationship, isn't it? Like,
The best relationship.
Yeah.
You get a
There's no
relationship
point
and you get more of it.
You can't go holding people back if they want to do stuff. Because all that's going to happen then is resentment's going to creep in. And then you're just going to end up on a dark road.
Oh, that disappears then, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that point.
Totally.
Yeah. Been in a few of those relationships where, your hobbies are wiped out for the other person's gain and whatever they want to do. And it's like, okay, so if you've got £100 to spend on a spider, but the wife wants to do something, so okay, well, 50 quid on the invert and 50 quid on whatever the wife wants to do. That's how I do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Steph's like that supportive. She's bought a lot of my inverts for me over the years. So she definitely encourages it. I know you don't like the cat.
Are you still hunting around for dead things now? You're not grave digging?
Just if I stumble across something, then yeah, I'll keep it.
Have you got anything to hand that you can show anybody that might have missed the last live? Because you have some incredible dead things.
Yeah.
For anybody with like a dodgy stomach, you're probably better to turn off because there will be creatures that have passed away in jars and what have you being shown. And if somebody could just drop in Gav's links again, I would be eternally grateful. YouTube and the Facebook page as well. Because again, if you want to purchase any of the wooden items, contact Gav on Impossible Inverts and Creations on Facebook. And as he said earlier, he does commission pieces as well. And his work is absolutely amazing. I've got 2 pieces. A third one, which the wife has got, which was exceptionally personal. I'm in a group chat with like 2 or 3 of my closest friends, and the one of the messages just popped up on the screen. It just says "Meet at Puddle." I ain't got a clue what they're on about. It just made me chuckle. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Jade. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm all right to put you on big screen again.
Yeah.
And of course, if you go to any of the shows, just go over to Unseen Universe, and Gav's normally there. And you can always chat to him about a piece that you won't make.
Baby voles. One of those where, for those that don't know me, I'll zoom back out again, so we're not just talking about me in my picture.
You have got big lips. I won't make the next comment, but you have got big lips.
For those that don't know me, I used to be a gravedigger, and I was a gravedigger for about 13 and a half years. So I used to come across a lot of dead things other than humans.
Goodness says if I ever go missing, I'll be in a pot in Gav's house. Jay would pay a lot of money for that.
Just snip his thumb off. So the curiosity side of me, I often kept things and processed them myself, like whether it was for the bones or curious. I once found, I think it were a partridge in cemetery. So I chopped its foot off and brought it home. Look at that, sir. Look at that.
You think a partridge would be harmless, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, the males. But you can understand, like, when they do the. Don't get me wrong, I don't agree with this, but the cockfighting.
Yeah.
And you can understand how they managed to do so much damage to each other because of the spurs that they have. I mean, that thing's solid. It's like a rhino tusk.
Well, Charlotte's recently started a animal skull collection. I've got like a small deer's skull and a sheep's skull. Sheep's skull's in the enclosure in this one actually. Oh no, I've moved it because I'm pairing them over there. The versicolor enclosure. There is something oddly fascinating about bones, and I can't for the life of me work out what it is. I like skulls, and I couldn't tell you why. Is that a crow?
It is.
That's nice. Did you find the whole crow or just the skull?
The whole crow.
How did you process it to get to that point?
Ants, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah.
What? An ant colony?
Yeah. Ants can do cleaning and bones for you, especially if you've got the redwood ant. If you
That's
have a
mad.
colony that you know, like an established colony of them, and you've got like bones that you want to clean, get yourself like a terracotta pot to go over the top of it, and just sit.
And just let them go.
There'd be a skull on top of where that colony is. Put the pot on top of that. Just let them do the thing.
Jaden says if he ever dies, he'd like his bones in a Balforal communal. I was sitting here thinking, oh, you must have to scrape the feathers off, take the skin off, dip it into this chemical, wash it, put into that chemical, wash it, do this, do that, wait 3 years, dip it into this chemical, give it a wash, and then it's done. And the answer was ants.
Yeah,
That is
ants are
so simple and something I'd never thought that. Never in a million years would I thought ant colony. Yeah, not a problem.
You know when you get your feeders and they have those fuzzies, those little worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you collect them and keep a colony of them going. You can use them because all they are is a smaller cousin of the ones that they use on the in the museums and stuff. Because I think they use domestic
Eat all the
maculatus or something like that.
just go for the
These ones
organic
are
stuff and
because that's how I used to do a lot of my early collecting of my skulls. I used to have a colony of those. I mean, you need a good 1,000 of them at least, but it don't take long to get 1,000 if you get the conditions right for them. And I used to just put skulls in full nice and just let them strip them. And what they do is they'll take it almost to the bone. You'll get like bits of sinew and stuff like that stays because it's quite a tough fiber. But then you just macerate it. So in a jar or a bucket with some dish soap, and just leave it to soak for however long it takes. I mean, it varies. It's one of those where you've just got to be checking on it to see how it's going, and it'll break down all the tissue. Then once that's done and you can clean all that off, then you just soak it in a peroxide solution leave it for however long, usually about a week. Wash it off again. Leave it in sun to dry. And it goes white. It's not. I mean, I don't want to give like taxidermists and stuff a discredit and say that it's an easy job, because it's not.
Well-
But you know, the smaller stuff, it's as simple as doing it like that.
I don't think you're giving the taxidermist a bad name at all.
No,
I think you just give a couple of people ideas on how they can do their own, especially like you were showing with the smaller, like with a mice or a crow.
If you put something
Wow.
in too big and you haven't got a big enough colony, then all that'll happen is other visitors will come then. So you'll start getting your blue bottles, green bottles, which it can be in a sealed container.
Hey,
And they'll
Amy.
just lay underneath the lip and the soup.
AJ Barnes says, "Well, that beats the shit out of crap out of a protein pot." Tony, I did this with my past gecko and a bird or someone's cat must have run off with it. Oh, when you left it outside, got it.
I mean, I've had a
It
few
is.
things buried in the garden.
What do you think your fascination is? Or where does that fascination come from?
I don't know. I don't know. I just like dead stuff.
I think if we all admit it, we all like to see the bones, skulls. I mean, who doesn't? I've not met anybody that doesn't go, "Oh, you got a skull." You know, especially those that don't keep spiders. If one comes in here to look at the spiders, they'll see the skull, and that's normally the first thing they go, "Oh, look at that." And it's like, yeah, look at the spiders. You know, it seems to be where everybody's like drawn to, and you can buy human skulls at quite a few of the shows as well, can't you? From
Can you? As long as it's like I think it's something like 1850. If it's pre then,
yeah,
then yeah, it's completely legal. Which it's pretty cool in a way. But what if you like great uncle had like somebody buried in attic? Could have come from them. Is it legal for you to then display that corpse?
I would say that's then a crime. So the police would have to do their investigation, and then it'd have to go back
You
to.
didn't do it. You would just left it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I found a skull in the loft, a human one. I doubt very highly that I would actually say anything.
No.
I'd probably just see if it's
Just
clean
keep
and
it,
go, Yorick, you're going over there. It would be
Nice,
one of them.
nice quote.
If you want a Scott skull for your enclosure, speak to Gav. Maybe I'll put a ginger beard on one.
You know what that is?
That is a crab.
Yeah. Do you know that crab that you've got now?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's its skin.
Oh, that's cool.
It's super fragile. Like
That crab loves isopod food. I'll put some isopod food in there for the isopod. He smashes it. That crab though,
Have you
Gav.
tried it with live food?
No, not yet.
Smash them. I used to put live food in.
If only Ronnie and Reggie Cray had known this. They used to go around rock pools and collect them, says Amy. That crab that I bought off you, one of my friends has just come back into the hobby. She don't live too far away. So she's had 2 spiders off us now. Came round when I weren't here, and of course the missus absolutely loves the crab. I'll come home from work and it's like, oh, I need to make sure it's damp and what have you, and it's all done. You know, but they spent the day today ordering 2 crabs from Bugs UK. I was
They
like,
are pretty
what?
cool crabs.
Hey Osman, just installed new LED system, and I think I need some sun cream. That shit is bright. You did a good one, Osman. That reminds me, I still haven't put my grow lights around. I've got to do that. Do you think there'll be crabs at the BTS? There was 2 stands selling them last BTS, to my knowledge. No, 3. 3. Bugnut had them, TSS had them, and so did Bugs UK.
So pretty much, if there's a show and Bugs UK are there, you're almost guaranteed that they'll have at least one species of crab.
Jeremy, hello, all watching at work. Thank you, dude. I like if you go over to Bugs UK and you see James. He's a quiet lad, normally with a woolly hat on. He can sex them for you and all the rest of it, and tell you how to keep them and all the rest of it. He is real good. Like, is there any other dead stuff that you've got lying around, Gav?
What a trade.
Oh no. Let's have a look. I know you see it every day, but we're like, wow, you're giving us all ideas.
That's one of my smallest skulls.
What's that, a wren or something?
I think so, yeah. No, this is a goldfinch.
Oh, a little goldfinch.
Yeah. I
Look,
found this
so
in the back
delicate.
garden. I don't know whether the cat had got it or whether it had flown into the window. But I just see feathers everywhere. And obviously, if you know what a goldfinch is, then the feathers, you can't miss them. I don't know if I've got any.
I think goldfinch, and the greenfinch, they live in pine trees, don't they?
Yeah,
The main
and
pine forests.
you'll find them often where there's teasel growing because they go mad for teasel seeds.
Oh, I didn't know that bit. What else is in that drawer, Gav?
This box,
I mean, people that you didn't like in the past that might be in that drawer, probably not best idea to show their body parts, but you know.
They've got a special.
put them in that sorted. One of my old pet rats.
Oh wow!
It got so
The
old
size
that
of the
it
teeth.
lost. Yeah, I'll pull them out in a second. But it lost its front ones and had an abscess there, and that's why the bone is like it is.
Oh wow!
This is the sort of thing that I was talking to you about at Ollerton when I was saying I like the stuff like when you get 2 heads on a reptile and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would have thought. You see, I would have thought an abscess wouldn't have affected the bone structure like that. So that's blew my mind.
Well, where the infection is, it just eats into the bone. It happens with humans and stuff as well. Like, so look after your teeth, people. Why are you not focusing there? I don't know what this is.
Night, Susan. Where's Jaden off? Oh, night, Jaden. Take care. Yeah. Get yourself down the STD clinic tomorrow. He said Scott's got crabs, so he's going to have to go and get himself checked out.
Pigeon with a wonky beak. It obviously it had broke it at some point, and the beak's grown back on this bit here. But it's very crooked.
Oh yeah, got it.
So that must have looked funky when it were alive. Another one of my pet rats.
Oh, again, them teeth. Wow.
They're hellish teeth. I think these ones are glued in. But I'm not kidding. There must be about that. The curl right up across the roof at mouth and go right back. Because they just constantly grow the rat's teeth. I think a lot of rodents are the same, and that's why they have to gnaw on stuff. So if you have like pet rats, you have to provide stuff for them to gnaw on.
Oh, don't.
Because it is a natural thing for them to do. Just same with like birds as well. And birds have to do it, don't they?
I bought a female blue-eared Russian, or big blue-eared Russian rat. She had the babies, and she ate them all. After just over a week, she had food, she had everything that she needed, but she still literally destroyed them all. One second, just had a message. Let me just shout the.
Has it left me to present this on my own? No, I've got to talk to you peoples. That's a hedgehog. The hedgehog has some gnarly teeth. Oh, so quiet.
Sorry, brother, it won't be a second.
All right. That's closest to a ferret, Nessa. That's a mink. Pretty much ferret. And that's a sheep's. Yeah. Cat. Tin glass cabinet. No snakes. No snakes. That's the soap melting. No, it's Jaws, not attached.
Sorry about that.
Right, that's right.
Had a 2-second emergency to deal with, but it's done and dealt with. So. Can't wait to add you to the hug list, Gav. Oh, what's that one?
That's a cat.
Actually, wow.
This is another one of those that I found in the cemetery. Our grass cutting, because that was one of my jobs, as well as digging the graves, was maintaining grounds. So I'm out grass cutting. I'm strimming away in my own little world. And I just strimmed over the top of something that was white, and I thought, "Oh, what's that?" And when I looked down, I could see like some of the backbones. So I thought, "Oh, I'll have a little shufty around in there, see what it is." And it were a full, complete cat skull with half a dozen spinal bones. Nothing else, just that.
Oh, Frugal, that's nice. Frugal says, it's true. Nice show. Thanks so much, both of you. all I do is just host it. It's all Gav. And if you've liked it so far tonight, if one of the moderators could drop Gav's links into the comments again, that'd be absolutely awesome. Go give him a follow.
And then while you want here,
I take it you've painted that one.
yeah, I got it from Amna. That's a sheep.
I got my. Actually, where is my exploded snake? Oh, it's upstairs. Yeah, I think I've told you about the exploded snake before. I'm pretty sure from Amna. I'm pretty sure it's upstairs.
And when I went on about macerating, when you put them in the jar with the soap, that's what it goes like. I like goodness.
Ooh, put that on your chips. Are you taking any of the dead stuff for sale at the Taunton show?
Oh no, this is all my stuff.
Just Gav, your collection is absolutely incredible. Wow, hon, what are you bringing into Taunton? Torbay says, Gav, about 10 years ago, I used to clear the V ditches on the M5 motorway with chain head strimmers. We found human remains just outside Bristol. That horrifying. I would have found that well fascinating.
It depends how long they've been dead as well. I mean, there's a smell that it's
What the decomposing smell?
Yeah, it's a smell that you'll never forget. You'll never forget the first time you smell it.
You still remember it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've done where I've had to dig them back up before now.
The police identified her as a woman that went missing in 1986.
See, that's another one that has a unique smell. Mortuary.
I used to work in a mortuary. My ex went for a job at a mortuary and got refused because of the way she looked. She had black hair, black everything, goth everything, piercings and all the rest of it. And totally individual smell, same as when someone is at the end of their life. Yes, there is a certain smell. Yeah. I hate to say it, but it's like decomposition almost starts before the person's actually passed. I think. with you spending so much time in graveyards, was there a certain feeling that you got in them, or is there a calm in the cemetery, or? Because I mean,
No, I
generally
don't know.
speaking, we only normally go to a cemetery when somebody's passed away and it's their funeral, and
Yeah. I mean, it was quiet, quite tranquil. You know, unless the wind were going a certain way, and then you got the noise of the traffic from Ring Road. But if it were going other way, then yeah, nice and quiet in cemetery. No spooky going on though.
there's a cemetery near where I grew up, and I always remember going back there occasionally, and it's on a main road, and you walk in, and you go past like the groundkeeper's house, and you walk in a little bit further to where the graves are, and you only hear the road every now and again, if that. It literally, it's like walking into a bubble. It's very surreal. Yes, Scott, it's indescribable, really. I'd love to do the entomologically, I can never say that, science around decomposition, like the body farms where scientists study the animal life around the body, etc. Oh, that was the mortuary. Yeah, that was the American one, wasn't it? Where they set so many bodies out under different conditions
Yeah,
out in the air to
Texas.
observe. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that work is crucial for police nowadays.
It is. Especially when it comes to like times of death, and because the rate at things coming to eat on a dead body only happen at specific times, and you know.
Could you imagine it? You know, when was the last time you seen this person? Oh, at 6 o'clock. Oh, well, that person was dead at 6 o'clock, so let's have another conversation. You can see it.
Yeah.
If you ever get the chance to go to Amsterdam, says Torby, visit the Bodyworks Museum. People donate their bodies to it, and it's fascinating. I can't remember the website, but there was a prisoner that when he was killed, whatever, however you want to say it, when he had his sentence completed in America, he actually assigned his body away and everything to be chopped, and it was chopped into laser cut into tiny, tiny slithers. And like I said, for a lot, love no money, I can't remember the name of the website, but you can travel through the whole entire human body as it is. I remember looking. I mean, it was a while ago. I'm just trying to wrap my brains for the actual name of the website. But it's not a comment. But if you ever come across that, that's a very interesting half an hour. It was really good. I love the thought of mortuary work and everything related to it. After doing elderly and dementia care for almost 30 years, it's the next step in my mind. I did elderly and learning disabilities care. Well, you can see why there's more women than men in it, because men, we fall apart when people pass away. Women are much stronger. It's Bodyworks, the one where they show the whole nervous system. Oh, it's the same place. Teddy's retro toy reviews. Hey, I assume that's hello. Sorry, dude. I don't know what that says.
No, I think that's the person that donated, Gunther von Hagen.
Oh, that's the person that donated the body. Oh, sorry, dude. Got you. You know what I'm going to be Googling after the stream. You see all the veins, blood vessels. They even pose two people on swing mimicking sex. I don't think you should do stuff like that with a dead human body, but you know. Having said that, if you've donated the body to art, then
There's like, have you seen some other cultures in like Africa they'll like dress the body up, and they'll actually take them out like parading, doing stuff that they've
Seen
never
it,
done
yeah.
before. Go and have like pictures taken with your granny, like round
That
this
you've
big
never
crock
met.
pot. You know,
But-
she might have died like 6 months prior to that, but they've got her all posed and everything. And then they bring them back out on the yearly anniversaries as well.
It's because if they get forgotten about, they can't cross over the bridge, can they, to the next life? So the more they bring them out each year, it guarantees their passage. But you're right. I mean, it's not just like your grandma, great grandma. Some of them are like
Yeah,
500-600 years old, preserved, and all the rest of it. It's pretty cool. Gunther did a series with Libel. Oh, that guy got the DVDs. Yes, I remember, because they were actually aired on TV, weren't they? The Autopsy series with Gunther. I remember now. That was
Channel 4
a
thing,
while ago. Yeah, yeah. I don't think you appreciate your body and what it does, and you know how important keeping your body healthy is until you watch an autopsy or you watch something like Gunther's done or something like that. You watch it, like I say that you watch it, and then the following day you go all healthy, and the next day you go back to everything you were doing beforehand.
Yeah, we were watching something and they were on about veins. If you mapped them out, like the whole of the human body, and put them all out in a straight line, it went round like the Earth like 4 times or something daft.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, what? All that's inside me, and it's like, yeah.
What's your most favourite skull, Gavin? Or find or dead thing or whatever in your collection? If you had to save just one thing, what would you grab? Says Frugal. So if you could only grab one dead thing, and then you had to leave the rest behind, what would it be? There's a fire, Gav. Which one?
I don't know. It might be all right. Fire bones. Come back for 'em. I don't
All
know.
right. There'd be a nuclear, a lava and chemical attack going on where everything gets destroyed apart from the one dead thing in your hand.
Probably the cat one. It's one of the coolest ones I've got.
I would have thought. I would have thought it would have been the baby vaults, because how are you going to get those again?
Yeah, that is true. Because the story with that is like, there was a dead adult in the bottom of the grave, so I
Can I
got it out.
just put a bit of warning out before you go into, because I know the story. So if anybody has got a bit of a dodgy stomach, let's say, probably best if you turn off. If you don't mind the story of the Volve and how Gavin got the fetuses, carry on watching. One person's gone.
Disclaimer: it were already departed.
It's already dead.
So yeah, like I brought it home, and curiosity, I'd skinned it because the skin comes off in the same sort of way as a rabbit does, which I bet you've probably skinned a rabbit before. Or even Scott don't like it. He went.
I found the rabbit.
But yeah,
literally
it just inside out. Yeah, it comes straight off, and then looking at the vole, it looked plump, but there wasn't. There's a certain smell that comes when they've been dead for like maybe a couple of days, and it didn't have that smell, so it was super fresh. So it wasn't like it was just bloated. So curiosity, and I cut it open. You know, as you do. I'm sure everybody else would. To my astonishment,
not many of us
as I
would, Gav, but we
opened
love the fact that you did.
there was babies there, and I was so amazed. So I worked my way through to release them as best as I could, and I had 5 in total. I gave 3 to Laura at Dead Set, and then kept 2 myself.
I like Dead Set stuff. That's where my little deer skull thing come from, actually.
I did once have a bat that I were working in. It were in a warehouse, but it'd been a tank factory beforehand, and it'd been shut for quite a few years. And we'd gone and we were like the first team to go in and get it ready for this warehouse. And I found a bat that, God knows how long it had been dead, but it had mummified.
Oh, wow.
But I was going out with the lass at the time that was like obsessed with bats, and I gave it to her. And you know, it's one of those things that I regret giving away, and I should have just kept that. But you know, live and learn, don't you? But yeah, that were amazing.
Nessa says that she'll be honest. There's no way she could do that.
It didn't go flat. It was still 3D shit.
Charlotte, yes, yeah, you're right. The most important part of this story is it was already dead. Would be a whole different story if it wasn't. Everything that Gavin has as dead was dead when Gavin found it.
Yes. Anything, because don't get me wrong, I found a lot of live things that fell down into graves. I actually got out and rescued and let it go off on its way. A few rabbits, a few voles, mice, a couple of hedgehogs.
Might make that happen, Michael. Actually, I can just picture it. Scott going missing, and then we see his skull complete with fake beard on the shelf behind him. Gav, could you carve a skull with a ginger beard and a little spider on its head?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, that's going to happen this year if you can do that. Then I think I'm smiling about it.
And I've got a life size one.
Oh,
but that's not real. That's one of those resin replica ones.
You nicked that from a school, didn't you?
I got it from when I worked. It's good to have for a reference, though. Like I was saying earlier, with the pictures, trying to view something from a picture is quite hard, and it always helps if you've got. So, like a lot of the inverts, I've made from actually owning the invert myself, so I know the shape it should be and so on. Stuff that I've not owned before, it gets a little bit complicated.
Is that just purely because if you've owned a couple before and the one that you're looking at might not be 100% as it should, maybe it's got a leg missing or something, or is that just because you've looked at them so much, you understand how their body flows and you understand how the mechanisms of that body? Then
the fact that you can hold something and rotate a full 360 either way, you know, so you can see it from all directions. Whereas if you're looking at pictures, you might only be able to ever find 3 different positions of that one thing that's been taken by people. Because not everybody takes the pictures of the stuff that I want to be able to see to make.
Got ya.
When you go searching pictures, the majority of stuff is headshots.
Nessa's just said big respect from Keith for you and Gav. He's just said to me that this is the most interesting live that we've ever done. That's because I brought Gav on. Well, I asked Gav and he said yes. But
Yeah,
I know. Sorry, I did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're.
Gav is one of the hobby's absolute gems, and I am a little bit of a Gav fan. Just beautiful man that he is. Brutally honest. Don't take no bullshit. Won't listen to bullshit. and has got some fucking amazing shit behind him. It's. I mean, I said this to Gav before. If Gav comments on your video, nice one or something like that, you know it's all bang on.
Yeah, if you make it to my story, you know you're a div. That's only part of my collection now.
Holy shit! Can we have a look at what you've got going on over there? Wow! And he gives the best. Yeah, Gav does give a big best hug.
No, what is it?
And I mean, if you don't take my word for it, you know, go to the shows, go speak to Gav, and you'll instantly see what a beautiful soul this man is. That is a complete jungle. And Gav's a cool bloke. We're going to feed all our tarantulas live on tonight. Every time you donate a little heart or something, we'll feed another one. This spider's going to starve unless somebody donates a galaxy. Hello, TikTok. I'm always too scared to speak to people at the shows. Come say hello. Is that Gav's second camera?
It's Gav attempting to be a second camera.
Is it on the screen? No. Add to stage.
How do I turn my...
Which one do you want your mic off on?
That's what it means.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
I have to turn my camera around because it's using my front camera at the moment.
Oh, definitely get a hug from Scott's armpit. Because so it's always like, I know. Let me do this.
You didn't have a flip.
Yeah.
I
You just exited somehow.
You don't know what he's doing.
just want to flip my camera around.
I don't. I just run up and randomly hug people. Yes. They're the best hugs. When somebody just randomly runs up to you, gives you a hug. That surprise hug. Oh, there.
I feel like my big head will right in the middle of camera.
Leah, you fondled my beard, so you got past the hug stage.
I can't see this.
Gav,
Yeah.
Gav, the
Yeah.
camera's come off completely.
It's
You've
not
It's exited for some reason. Oh, StreamYard is brilliant when it works.
It is, isn't it? When it don't.
Yeah, when it don't, it's an absolute nightmare.
So
It's like I wanted to play around with the video backgrounds, so I was like, well, what's one that's not, in your face? So we've got the spider web in the background of us moving around in the wind.
So that's my ants. That's
What species are those?
Polarachis dives. The weaver ants. They're up there.
Mark A8 says, we're going to say we don't bite, but Victoria has recently started with Mark the Spider Guy. She gets away with it.
Right. Peruvian fern stick insects. Let me go get one of them out.
Ooh. I've just got hold of leaf cutters at Seas, Gav.
Yeah, I seen.
Oh, mate. There's there's no other invert that's going to beat them for me. Currently,
It's one of those species that I'm going to get one day.
I'm checking them all the time, all the flipping time. Oh, beauties. Absolutely beautiful. Those yellow dots just make it.
Yeah, well, those markings are for a reason. They have to be
Is it
kept on their
poison?
own. You know, like stick insects, you can normally cohabit with
Yeah.
other species of stick insect.
Yeah.
These you have to keep on their own.
What do they excrete something or?
Yeah, it smells like, you know, when you've had to change inner tube on a
Yeah.
wheel, on a tire. Yeah, it smells like that horrible smell that's inside there. You know, when it's like quite fishy, stale air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it smells like. And it's nasty. Yeah.
And the males are that colour.
Oh my word. Oh my word. You got any of those for sale at Taunton?
No, I'm just. This is
Wow.
my growing up lot. Once I get a second generation, then hopefully I'll have them available.
Osman, is that on Facebook? Because I ain't going to get a message on WhatsApp because I'm using my phone. Oh, it is on.
See that one in that round one? That's my mature male Metallica.
WhatsApp. I won't be able to see it until after Osman because I'm using my phone. Got my laptop on, that's why I keep looking over there for the comments and stuff. Have you got a mature female as well?
Yeah, that's in that tank there behind. So they've been together already. She's very plump. So fingers crossed. If I go lower down, it's my pumpkin that I made for that tank. You can just see. That's my Legardi that's in there. There we go. I did.
Just going to turn the camera off a second. I still got the mic on. I want to see if I can download the video that Osman's just sent. Oh, oh, we're not doing it. About that one. Will be a second. Osman, am I alright to show that video? Oh, Gap 2's gone. There we go. Right, comment. Osman, can I show that video on screen, or is it? Yeah, wicked. Yeah, I'll check this. You know Osman, don't you?
Yeah.
He just literally, this is the LEDs he's on about. He's just sent. Flipping out, they are bright. So this is OC Tarantulas, who's in chat, just sent me this, the video of his new LEDs. Flipping out. Yes, he's got OCD.
So is that just one in each corner?
Every tank is literally. Is that not LED strips? Oh no, it's just.
No, it's
wow.
the light spots out there, but
That's
if they
even
are
better.
just in each corner, that shows how bright they are.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my word. I need myself a couple of sets of those. Look how clean those tanks are, man. Ooh. They are. He's got such an awesome collection as well. 230 volts ICS spotlights. Was that an alive one, Gab? Or yeah,
it's very.
Is that dark? Oh, it's the female, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Darkus.
That's the one.
Titanus or Titanus. It's
I
got
had-
a hell of a nip on it.
Dude, I had the male and the female, and I was like, right, yeah, time to put them together. Yeah, the male ripped the head off the female, and then I was chatting to a Chinese lad that's bred them over in China, and he literally said, "No, Scott, what are you doing?" He said, "You don't just put them together." He said, "The male's that horny, he'll chop the female's head off." And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's what's happened." He wire closes the jaws of the male and then puts them together.
Crazy.
I was like, "Why are you using wire, not like a cable tie?" Hi, Aaron.
Yeah. They are savage though. I mean, I had 2 spike-tail millipedes in there, and everything was going fine. You know, because like the stag beetles, they don't eat the stuff with protein. It's fruit-based. That's what they're after, and it didn't. It just chopped them. Basically, what they must have done is disturbed him, and he's just gone bugger off.
Oh, I was just about to nail her, and you popped up with your millipede head. Smash.
I don't have female. He's actually an old male. We had a pair in the bug shed at Mitch's, and the
Yeah.
female died not long after we got her. Which anybody that's got the adults before, like from places like TSS, because the wild caught, nobody ever knows how old they are, and the females always tend to die.
Yep.
So I let the tank run down because I thought he died off as well. I'd not seen all of him. Let the tank run down, and then I was going through the tank to check if Volt were in there because we'd had some other like cleanup crew and stuff in there. And I found him, and I just thought that it was just like dead, you know, like you thought it was on my hand. I got it out,
Yeah.
and like, no, jaws started going and legs. Like, oh, cool. So he's come home to retire now.
Retiring at Gavs.
Yeah. But it also means that I can see it and make a stag beetle out of wood.
Oh,
Knowing
yeah.
exactly how it's supposed to be. Because when I made that one for Jeremy, that were all from pictures.
Oh, wow.
Whereas now I'll be able to do it from a live specimen.
You'd be able to actually see it, and then Erin says, "Hi, Gav."
Hi, Aaron. Michael, yeah, they're amazing at blue deafening beetles. Just don't feed them cucumber.
Did you manage to breed those eventually?
I did indeed.
What, and get the actual beetles, or
Yeah, I got the beetle.
is that first in the hobby?
No. There's, I'm pretty sure Guy Tansley's done it.
That don't surprise me.
You are?
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, yeah. I mean, the guy he knows stuff. I love the guy. I think he's great.
Yeah, I love his channel. Bugs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen you a couple of times, Erin. Brighton, I think. I think I seen him at Brighton last year. Well, Brighton last
London.
year, Brighton the year before.
Is that London show last year? What? I didn't go to see. Yeah, definitely said.
That was my first season. That was.
I think it was my third. I did say I weren't going to go this year, and I wasn't. And then Tim Baxter fired me a message saying if I'd give hand with CFTN, and then ended up spending way too much money. But to be fair though, the missus had saved money because I don't know. Even though I said I weren't going, I think she knew that I'd probably end up going. So my birthday was not long after seeing, so she was like, "Oh, happy birthday!" I was like, "Oh, fuck, thank you." So we got the leaf cutters with that and some of the little bits. Oh, the leaf cutters are still like a small colony, but fuck.
Yeah,
I put the fungus in the middle, and I put the pot on the top over it with a little hole, so the ants could go in and out, and you could spray everywhere. Then, yeah, I had to take the cup out because they didn't like it. And what they did was they were moving the fungus to a different area of the enclosure. So at one point there was like 2 lots of fungus growing. They've almost completed it all now, but the fungus is definitely grown. Definitely grown. I haven't managed to get out far enough into the countryside to get any brambles yet. So they've been having the rose petals, and they aren't half utilising those. It really, really surprised me.
Definitely, yeah. It's one of those species that's definitely on my list to have one day. Same with is it the Harpagonus?
Venators.
Yeah, Venators. Because I think
We've
you
got
had them,
those.
didn't you?
Yeah. I highly recommend those.
Aiden's just got them as well.
Yeah, Harpagnothus Venator. Even the name Venator sounds wicked to say, just rolls out. But yeah, they jump, they bite, they sting, and they just eat live prey. But they are awesome. And you can't tell the queen until the queen lays eggs, and you see that happening. You're like, which one's the queen? You know,
Yeah.
it's just a shame because if the queen dies, that's it, game over. That's the only thing.
I had those Manica rubida.
Yeah,
I had a small colony of those, and I lost my queen on them.
I've probably had about 2 or 3 colony crashes over the 2-3 years I've been keeping them. Sorry?
5 colonies altogether I've got.
I think the biggest one I was really, really pissed off with was I won a giveaway, and it was supposed to be like a 3-queen colony, but there was 3 test tubes with 3 queens and 3 colonies in there. And me being me, I was like, okay, so I set them up in like live planted, put them together, and they were doing all right. They all moved to this one area, and then just collapsed, and that was it. Game over. Probably took about 2 or 3 months. That was the European meadow ant. I was so pissed because I was so looking forward to having like 3 queens.
Osteus flavus.
It's not native to the UK,
Ah,
but it is European. I think it was a labius, to be honest.
I've got the flavus. They're cute little yellow ants. That's
like-
what Michael was asking about jelly
like
pots. Yeah, they love jelly
Sorry?
pots. Michael, they were asking if he can give his blue death feigning beetles jelly pots.
I don't think there's a beetle that don't like jelly pots.
No, you can give them all day long.
Yeah, that's the one, Aaron.
Really good
The
at jelly
one,
pots.
the American guy was that? You mean the Transia Collective? Do you remember, Gav, the American guy? Nessa found a huge peppered roach when I was feeding mine apples on Sunday. I got them. They're about this flipping big. Took near on a year to get them to adulthood.
Yeah, they are slow growers,
Yeah.
but man, they're just.
They are awesome.
Get one. I actually have another species of them as well,
Oh, nice.
which is my little secret. I don't think anybody knows that I've got them, but it's not out. Let's see if I can get one. I only have females, adult-wise, because I found that one of the best things for me to do was feed the males off once I knew that they'd bred, because they'll eat the babies.
Ooh. It's a little beauty.
But if I can get a side view of it, look how big her abdomen is.
That's going to be a big Utica.
Yeah. So I've got 14.
It
on my-
amazes me
on my-
when they push the egg sac out and then suck it back in again. Flashbacks to
Flashbacks.
25 days of Christmas, says Charlotte.
Yeah.
Do you want to just tell people what the 25 days of Christmas is ready for this one if anybody doesn't know?
It's Mitch from Unseen Universe. He does it yearly. Basically,
Okay.
he does. Yeah, well, I'm just there to help him. It's Mitch that's the powerhouse behind it. Yeah, for 25 days, leading from the
If you
1st
weren't
of
there,
December.
it wouldn't be the same. That's for sure. I don't think it'd be as good as it is. I don't think Mitch would be able to carry the energy he does either.
Yeah, I think it just burned himself out. You need somebody to bounce off, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 25 days of raffling off prizes from a lot of not just the companies within the hobby, but also from other hobbyists that donated as well. There were quite a few of those this year. and it's like £5 a ticket, but that number stays in for the whole, basically until it gets pulled out. So you have like 25 chances of winning, and there's some amazing prizes. Stuff. What did Luke do? What it £200 mystery boxes that Luke did this year? You know, and I think Rad did a similar thing as well. 2 boxes. So you're getting prizes like that off of people. It's just.
Aaron, let me just stop you on your tracks there. Scott will DM later for about my turn on your channel. Won't be just yet, mate. Just purely because of the live stream that you put out. That needs to be a little bit in the past for me, to be honest. But we will. I just need to put that live stream behind me first. That's all right. Sure you understand, dude. Was it Leeds Men Cap it went to?
Yeah, Leeds Men Cap. I didn't actually realise that. You know, I might have been just being a bit ignorant to it, but I didn't realise Men Cap was a national thing. See, I've grown up with Men Cap being in Leeds. You know, it's always been there, and I just always assumed that it were Men Cap were a Leeds charity. But no, there's Men Cap all over the place. Because I think Chaz, he attends Men Cap.
Let me just give Susan a quick shout out. She's been a channel member for 12 months. Awesome stream tonight, Scott. Cheers. Thank you to Gav, not me. But thank you for being a channel member for 12 months. That's a long time. Yeah, Chaz is pretty open with it. He said, I think he's applied for an extra day because he gets so much benefit from it. And I think with Chaz, I think a lot of his social skills that he is challenging for him. I think he learns coping mechanisms and stuff like that there, and he's definitely come a long way since finishing school and college and stuff and going there. That's for sure. Around 5,000 this last one, says Nessa.
You see, it's charities like that that they benefit so much from that Mitch had done and raised there. Well, basically, you guys had raised, because we need more of those sort of charities in place. Because they don't just help out with like the people with the disabilities. They help out the families as well.
It's, again, you know, I mean, for me personally, my youngest is 3, the middle one's 5. So the 5-year-old was diagnosed autism. They're saying high functioning ADHD, but they can't do the testing for a couple more years yet. And the nursery have already put Noah's referral in for autism, and with the ADHD attached to it. He's like me when I was a child, so he is, I would say, ADHD, but he hasn't got it until the doctor says he's got it, in my mind anyway. But with me being 45, and like I said earlier, you know, I'm going to be long gone by the time they're sort of middle-aged men. It's just, as a parent, you know, those charities, I will know that up until the day I die, that when I die, there is support out there is charities out there, and that both the boys will live amazing lives with as much support as they want. That it literally gives me goosebumps when I think about it, because it's like, you know, with me being the age I am, it's always in the back of my mind that I'm not going to be around for most of their life. Do you know what I mean? And to know that they've got some more support, or they've got support when I'm gone, which is equal to, if not better than mine, is absolutely everything. It really is, because I didn't know much. Obviously, I knew about autism and ADHD and stuff like that, and mental health before them. But when you get told, like, you know, your son's got autism, the first thing you think of, for me anyway, was shit. What happens when they leave home? What happens when I'm not here? What happens when I'm dead? Where are they going to cope with this world? How they see it? Is there going to be somebody there to just be that bit of cotton wool when they're having a meltdown because there's too much sensory stuff going on? And now I'm quite content in the fact that yes, there will be.
It's that reassurance,
So-
knowing that
Oh.
there's that support in place. Because you
You
get more
can't-
and more of the like assisted living in it, that where like
Yeah.
people that are like severely on the spectrum, where they can go and live an independent life, but with that help there at the same time.
Two of my friends, they live independently but still need that support. And you know, I used to look at Leo when he was a baby and just see those vulnerability. Not when he was a baby, sorry, but when we first started thinking about autism, and the doctors did. And I used to look at him, and then I'd have to walk away. I'd have to go, "Oh, not even Tara knows this, so please don't tell her because she's asleep. If anybody's watching." But I used to walk away and go, "Oh yeah, I need toilet." I didn't need toilet at all. I went upstairs to break down in the bathroom because at the thought of, you know, these vulnerabilities are still going to be there when me and his mum aren't. And then when you find out about these charities that support children that are moving into teenagers, and they're moving into young adults, then all the way through their lives, fuck me, it means that when I think about the vulnerabilities, I know they're pretty much covered, and I can spend that time instead of going upstairs and having a little cry in the bathroom, just enjoying them, you know. And I don't even know if the charities actually realise that support that they're not only just giving to the people, but they're giving to the parents and the families, the carers, the people that love them, as well as, you know, that when they're gone, the support is still there.
Yeah.
Autism is hard, Aaron, but I still believe it is the next evolutionary step for the human mind. You know, I mean, if our Leo don't like something, he'll tell you immediately. There's no beating around the bush. There's no bullshit. There's no nothing. It's like, no, that's it. Simple. Boom. Done. And I often think, I wish I could make decisions like he does so easily and so readily. Do you know when you put in an awkward position where you think, oh shit, I'm going to have to say yes? You know, Leo being Leo, if you don't like it, would be no, with no emotion attached to it. I wish I could just do that sometimes. It's difficult when, I mean, he's a 5-year-old. His sister taught him to say fuck off, and that's all he does now. So the school's kind of accepted it. They don't acknowledge it now, but they think he'll stop doing it. And it's like, well, he's been doing it for 2 years. I don't think he's going to stop. And if you know me on Facebook, my profile picture is Leo with his finger up, which might be offensive to some because he's a child, but that's his way of saying I don't want my fucking picture taken. So it's now my profile picture. You know? But to make his decision. Oh.
Sometimes you need to have that bluntness, don't you? So for him to say, look, no, fuck off. I think sometimes you have to have that bluntness.
Frugal says, I wish I could take my ADHD paperwork out of the envelope and fill it in to get myself diagnosed, but because I have it, I can't do the damn form. I get that. I found going to the doctors and just being referred to another mental health clinic, just going warmth and telling them everything, they then supported and did it for me. But it's very difficult to kind of acknowledge that something's going on with yourself, isn't it? Because if there is something going on with yourself, it's not normally you that spots it first. It's normally your close friends or family.
And it's
Um,
everybody else, is it?
because a mental health condition is like me saying to Gav now, right? If I'm, let's say I'm a psychiatrist, I'm going to give Gav a diagnosis. It is, you know, this is the best way I could understand it because I got told this as well. So it'd be like me saying, Gav, you've got a duck on your head. You're not allowed to look in the mirror for it. You're not allowed to feel for it. You're not allowed to get your phone out and see if it's there. You just have to believe me and accept it, and that's your diagnosis. And it's like you can't see the duck. You can't see that mental health condition. You've just got to accept what that psychiatrist sitting in front of you is saying. And it's such a weird experience. You know, mine said, yeah, you've got slight paranoid schizophrenia, and I'm like, no, I haven't. That's the first thing I said to her. No, I haven't. And then she was like, you've also got the BPD, and I was like, no, I haven't. The split personality stuff, I was like, no, I haven't. There's only one of me. I don't talk to anybody. I'm fine. And it took a long time for me to kind of accept those diagnoses, but to this day, I'm still like, nah, fuck that. My name's Scott. Pleased to meet you. My mental health condition is the bearded ginger wanker. I've got me out. Same with completing the PIP paperwork. It's like a book. They don't want to pay you PIP. That's why they make it so difficult. They want to keep hold of the money and make Rishi Sunak even richer. Erin says, and I do have tics at times. Don't worry about your tics, dude. They're accepted. Stu, they make it that way to catch you out, Nessa. Well, not to catch Nessa out, but the ones that are bullshitting. And again, comes back to bullshit.
Do you know what?
If people did bullshit,
yeah. Always not bad.
If people didn't bullshit, PIP, the form wouldn't even be there. You just get a tick off the doctor, and that'd be it. Charlotte says my mantis is currently trying to eat my jumper. Fugel, age 46, undiagnosed ADHD and autism, mental H, 30 years. Yeah, you can still get the diagnosis. But, I mean, it's like you might think that you tick all the boxes, but you might not. But you might tick all the boxes for something else. That's why it's so important to go and speak to somebody and get the proper diagnosis. I'm really lucky because, yeah, I get really depressed, but I also get really high and like hyper in my mind, not physically. And I also have days where everything's fine. But I enjoy the madness that goes on in my mind and the highs that much that when I'm down, that's what I think about. Got a sweet water. Nessa, how long you got? 40 years been treating me like shit. Because they don't want to give you the money or spend out on it. Unless it's evidently in their face, then they're not forced. Yeah. The body gets so tired. Probably. It's like I'm admitting now. It's because, 46, 45, it's that the body gets a bit more tired than what it used to, that's for sure. But it's good how, when I first started doing lives, nobody really spoke about mental health to my knowledge or what I saw. But I certainly didn't see everybody's streams at the time. And now it's a lot more accepted. As it should
mad,
be.
Isn't it, when you think about that, like over 6 years, how far it's come in that sense of things.
Oh, my word, Charlotte, the fucking angel. I'm actually an ADHD and productivity coach. More than happy for people to reach out for support. Charlotte, how do people get in contact with you, lovely? Because I know before that. And also, Charlotte, are you going to Taunton show? You guys are awesome. I love these live shows because you do address the hard stuff. Gav, your collection is amazing. I always will, and I think Gav always will.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if we don't talk about it, then not everybody thinks about it. Too far for me. We'll be at Barnsley. Right, because you're doing that, Charlotte, I'm going to give you to the Jamanis. Slings as a thank you. Is anyone going to Taunton from North Devon? Says Frugal Invert Keeper. I'll get you, Frugal. Are you going, Gav, to the Capital show in London? Gavlar? I think you said yes earlier. Are you going to the London show?
What are you putting this? You trying to kill me?
Yeah. You like it.
I can't process my own bones. Yeah, I'm pretty much at every show. I think there's just one show that we might not be at because it clashes with a different show. But yeah.
He says, might go to the Central show if I get the car sorted out.
It's a new venue this year, isn't it?
It's the Central show, no?
The actual place.
Capital show is, yeah, in Kempton. The Central show's still Coventry. Still the Sports Connection.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's Central Capital. Yeah.
Which, if anybody's watching, if you go to the BTS, then you can attend the Coventry show because they're literally 5 minutes away from each other.
And if it's one of the honour shows that you can manage in the year, then Coventry is definitely worth it. Definitely.
Loads of room at Cov show. Lee messaged me actually. He said, "What do you think to the Sports Connection as a venue in Coventry?" I was like, "Dude, more car parking spaces than you'll ever need." I said, "The actual room's quite a decent size if it's the room that I'm thinking of." I said, "But the actual car park is a good size. Plus, you've got the overflow onto the grass, which is again massive." I think the Brighton show for parking. Brighton show for parking is pain in the backside. Oh, show was, wasn't it? I was shocked.
Yeah,
Shocked how busy it was. If anybody wants to pick up Frugal on the way to the show, they will pay for fuel for the detour. Happily help on a stand if needed as well. If you met, I'll put up a post probably on Monday on the Scots Inverts Army Facebook group if anybody's wanting to go to a show or if anybody's going to a show and where they're going from and stuff like that, and hopefully somebody else is going that way and can pick them up if that helps. I think there's a couple of groups that do it as well now, so look out for those posts. Frugal is in. I hope I say this right. Watchet. Yeah, watch it. Watch it, mate. Watch it.
Yeah, I think I only know like 2 people down that way. and that's Nick Wadden and Leighton. I don't know anybody else out there.
Buses don't start till gone 10, so we won't get there till about 12, Scott. But trains will come the day before. I say that, hotel prices are fucking just... I'd love to stay in a few of the hotels for the shows, but the prices, again, are just like, wow. I think we'll give it another 5 minutes, Gav, and then I'm going to have to disappear. I said to Tara, I said, don't do me any dinner, or I'll do my own after the stream, because at work, I went to, there's a place in Coventry called Potbelly, and I like to go there probably about once a month, just purely because it's pork and stuff in batch with roast potatoes and gravy. What you get, I don't even go for a large one, you go for a normal size one, it fills you up like all day, it's so big.
Yeah.
But the roast potatoes, I've got no idea what they do to them, no idea what herbs or salt or what they put on them. They're just the most amazing roast potatoes. I always like burnt, the small roast potatoes that get burnt. They're the ones that I always go for. But my God.
Yeah, because then they're not hard inside.
Nope. I ain't got a clue what they do to these, but they're absolutely amazing. Scott needs a poo. I had one before the stream, Nessa, as it goes.
Are you far from Tamworth?
I am about 15 minutes.
Have you ever been to Spudman?
No, but we were on about it. We were on about going, yeah. But he's going to have to pull something out of the bag, because that Potbelly, they do a jacket potato with chili con carne and jalapenos on the top and cheese, and it is something else. But we were looking, watched a little thing with Spudman. He made £80,000 off one TikTok, and then he gave something like 1,000 potatoes away for free.
Crazy. He is a cool guy, though. He's a poorly guy.
Sorry?
He's a poorly guy. He has to go for dialysis, doesn't he?
Well, he's got a kidney. Gab, I sent you my fur babies keeping me company.
Are they going to knock on the door?
I don't know if they mean they've sent you a picture or what, but there you go. And what are you eating, Gav?
Curry.
Oh,
Jalfrezi.
what, homemade?
Yeah, okay. No, Morrison's put in the oven, be ready in 20 minutes.
Yeah, Morrison's meal deal.
Now you're talking.
Can't go wrong.
I'd have gone for something stronger than a jalfrezi.
Our Morrison's doesn't have the best of stock.
What's other? Usually Karma, isn't it?
No, it's
yeah.
You get a sour and a jalfrezi or a madras and a Karma, which is just a ridiculous situation.
That's your own fault for living out in the middle of nowhere.
It's not that bad.
Mind you want to come live in Coventry. I think you probably managed to live in Coventry for about an hour before you got pissed off with the place.
Yeah. I like it where we live. But it's its own little town as well. We've got our own town hall.
We're in a town. We're not in a town. We have got fields.
No, that's the other side. But yeah, I sent some pictures to Nessa. You know when it snowed the other day?
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. Like up here where we are, if it snows in Leeds, we get it worse. It ends up going like Narnia.
I was annoyed with the snow because we didn't get it. We've had torrential rain today. Thursday and Friday last week was just rain like we haven't seen for years. It was that hard. roads flooded, to the point where I'm at work driving the van with the door open, thinking I'm gonna have to reverse here and try and find another way to where I'm supposed to be going. You know, got to open the door because if it comes anywhere near the door, I'm reversing because it's not my van. You know what I mean?
Did you get some of that chili chutney or chili jam from Mark?
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Scotch bonnet he used in that, so it weren't too. Definitely weren't hot, but it was hot.
No, it was just nice, just
Beautiful stuff. I've got about half a tub left, and some of the lads at work like stuff like that. So I'll take the other half into work to see what they think tomorrow.
It's supposed to be good with cheese, apparently.
Oh, maybe I won't take it in tomorrow. Maybe I'll buy some cheese first. In fact, I've got to go via a shop tomorrow and take some cakes in because I didn't on my birthday because I was skint. So I said, yeah, I ain't today, skint. So I'm waiting. I think
it's warmed up now, Nessa.
I think a couple of us at work watched that old guy on TikTok. You know, the one that eats the hot stuff. He'll go Carolina Reaper chili sauce, and he eats it, and it's like they ain't even done nothing to you. I kept thinking it must be fake, but I don't know.
Is that the one where he just makes everything up in one glass as well, and then
just bump, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's
it's going.
I watched that other one that puts everything in Monster.
He was at the old people's home dancing with all the old ladies and stuff like that. It's fucking brilliant. Literally put a smile on every single person's face there. Wicked. Oh, I don't think I could put anything in Monster. I don't think I could drink Monster again. Actually, it's just it used to be nice, and then their Monster flavouring that they put in all of them. That's all I taste. Well, I've stopped drinking energy drinks now. So Keithlock's hot chili sauce. Well, I eat hotter curries than he can. Go figure. Yeah, because there's chili hot and there's spicy hot. It depends what's going in. I mean, there's Naga chili, Naga curries that are out there, which is 3 tablespoons of the Naga chili pickle that go in, and that would be a little bit warm.
See, the thing is, for me, if it's too hot that it spoils the taste, then it's too hot. You need to be able to appreciate the food as well.
What I did, and it's not for everybody, is I started with Scotch bonnet, and I add that with noodles, just a little bit in a packet of noodles every now and again, and then just increased how much I put in until I could actually just drink the sauce. And then I went up, and now I'm at the ghost chili sauce. But what it's done is when I have a hot curry now, the heat comes, but it's nowhere near as hot as what it used to be. But the flavours, Gav, just are absolutely out of this world. When I used to think, when the Asians used to chat to me about the hot, you go, yeah, it's a bit hot, but the flavours compared to your cooking is something else. So they used to be like, nah, chicken roast, banging flavours. What more do you want? But once you get used to that heat and you can eat the curry, the flavours are just something else. You really get a different flavour, different appreciation for the food. Because when they, you can watch them cook a curry and they're putting cumin in, the coriander, this, that, the other, and you think, no, you don't taste none of that because it's so hot. But as soon as you can get used to that heat, those flavours literally come through, and it's like, yeah, Scott's going to get fat. it is literally that. So, I mean, over the road we've got an Afghani curry house, and they're quite expensive, so we don't go there very often. But they'll do me exactly how they have it, because they don't change the flavors for the English taste. They literally just do what they do. So I'll have like a lamb curry or a chicken curry, and Tara will have one. And I always ask, I say, look, mine exactly how you have it. So it's hot. And then for Tara, they just reduce the spices right down to near enough nothing. Because I said to them, if it's slightly warm, she won't eat it. And they went, yeah, no problem. And she likes it. But I've tried hers, and it's really bland. It's still nice. It's still a nice curry. But compared to the one that I get from them with the heat, it's like the difference between eating a spaghetti bolognese and eating a chip. It's the flavors again, like just literally appear from nowhere, and it's like wow. And then once you've ate everything, you've ate your rice and your curry, and there's that bit of juice that's left. You're like, oh, do I go and get a spoon? Yeah, we do. And then the oil that's left is like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what your nan's for.
If you order, it works out to be about, for 2 curries, 2 rice, and 2 naans, it's just over 40 quid. But if it's just me and Tara, we'll have 1 naan between us, one curry and 1 rice, 2 curries, sorry, 1 rice, and even that is like you're struggling at the end. Night, Leah, take care. Thank you for popping Gav's link in all night as well. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's like, yeah. Oh, the moderators, mate, are just, to think they don't get paid or anything like that. They monitor chat and boom.
Well,
awesome people.
Essentially, Leah that I met at, I'll let him on it when I was talking to you.
Yeah. She fondled my beard at Seas. I touched my beard, I touched your boobs. But I didn't get a touch of boobs.
She's saving herself for Carly, isn't she?
That dickhead. I don't mind calling Corley a cunt on here. Not at all. He is an absolute fucking prick. He viewed my profile on TikTok, so I was like, yeah, block. I mean, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I had him in my WhatsApp group for a little bit, and it was just like, yeah, narcissistic. You can just see the red flags popping up left, right, and centre. But even when I saw those red flags, I let him stay because I thought the amount of positive people in there, maybe it will do something, and maybe something will twig, and he'll see like it's doesn't take much to be nice. Doesn't take much to think about somebody else instead of yourself, and maybe those positive people have a good influence on him. Because I always give people probably too many chances half the time, but no, nothing.
I think he's just too cocksure of himself, and it's like, no, mate.
No, definitely
no.
I reckon give him another 6 months and it'd be another Robbie scenario. So I was like, yeah, that ain't yeah, and if you are watching, remember Robbie was sending dick pics to people that didn't want them and all the rest of it. So, just to keep that fresh in people's minds because it's been a while.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Oh yeah.
Absolute tip. Yeah, you're right. He were another one bloody cocksure of himself.
He was engaged, not to the woman that everybody thought he was with. That was the bit on the side. who he's now actually with.
You're engaged to somebody else.
Yeah. And then a friend sent that person all the messages and the evidence, so they obviously left him. And now he's with the person that he was having the affair with all these years. So, yeah. You think she would go, oh, okay. But the thing is, you know, there would have been ladies that reciprocated and fell for it all. And
Yeah. It's an hard one, isn't it? I mean, it's just kicked
we've got an invert hobby, we've got a community, we need to protect them. So it's got to be there, isn't it? And it's got to be chucked out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, is it wrong one?
Yeah.
It's not a place for wrong ones.
He was on about getting the police involved and all sorts, and I went, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But just remember
they've
just
gone against it.
Well, it's like I said, there's a couple of females out there who I said I can't go public with this because I can get done for slander, and they were like, Scott, no, we've got all the evidence. We'll quite happily give that evidence in a courtroom, on a TV screen. And I went, okay. And he would have been looking at time in prison.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, there was solid evidence, messages, a lot, and obviously pictures.
Yeah, and then tried to make it all okay by saying, "Oh, well, I know that I've got a problem, and I'll seek some help." And it's like, no, you won't.
No,
But you just
he was undiagnosed with autism, so he blamed it on that. He said, "Oh no, I'm autistic." He isn't autistic, which pissed me off, big time. Pissed me off, big time, because it's like Anton would have squished him into nothing. Anton's a big boy, a big boy. But you know, yeah, we're talking about Robbie Nessa. If he knows what's right and wrong, there's no excuse. There is no excuse. Blood pumping now, isn't
it? Well, he'd already got my backup anyway. I mean, he was already on my radar.
Two of my friends at the time literally turned around and said this: "He is a wrong un," and I didn't even know anything. And I went, "You sure?" And they said, "Yeah, definitely, 100%, definitely." And I went, "Okay, I'll find out." And kaboom! Because normally when these two say something, they're normally correct. So we looked into it, and fuck me, it was more than fucking wrong un. I saw him put in Anton. I saw Impossible Inverts at Glasgow show. Just never said hello. If you've seen a massive Scotsman, like about 100 foot tall, that was Anton.
Yeah. I see loads of people, at shows, and I never realise who they are. And it's not until afterwards. Like, I'll see a post from them, and I'll go, "Do you know what? I was talking to them." And that's who it was.
Drop me a message through, and I'll send you the details. The amount of people that say, "Oh, I saw you at the show, but I didn't want to say hello. I felt shy."
Yeah.
It's like, I just look like a miserable cunt, but I'm actually, I'll actually chat to anybody and everybody. Come and say hello. I've got resting bitch face when nothing's happening. I can't help it.
I met Jimmy Reid at Glasgow,
yeah.
And I didn't even know what the guy looked like. He introduced himself, and this is I'm Jimmy Reid. And it's like, oh wow. The quality of the photographer.
If you see a fat-looking rough cunt walking about himself, that was me. That says Anton. It's like a massive version of Rab C. Nesbitt.
What would it
Charlotte.
Charlie called him? The Turkish barber.
Charlotte, I'm so shy in person. I literally spoke to you because I picked up the tea. Probably wouldn't have otherwise. I'm glad you did, Charlotte. Charlotte's lovely.
I think Charlotte's got something to pick up from us, hasn't she? But
You meet a lot of people, and you know you're good to character as well, Gab. So you kind of instantly know if somebody is really nice. And when I met Charlotte, I was like, yeah, she's lovely. Same with quite a few.
she was
Same
there,
with
I think,
Nessa.
pretty much every night she were on raffle streams with us. Here's
Helen.
another one as well, Helen. She was there with us.
Hi, sorry, I'm late. Not well as I don't apologise. Never apologise for coming in late. Then you know, or missing a stream or anything. Had allergic reaction. That's affecting my eyes. Helen, turn the stream off and go rest. Go to bed and close your eyes. Go rest them. If that's the case. Shy introvert until I get comfortable with people. It's what creepy crawly. Introverted unless talking about inverts. That's what he says. We've got the mug. He gave me a mug with it on it. It just says introvert until talking about inverts.
Was in Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't miss a night out. Adam's lovely. Really lovely. And his sister.
It's just opened the shop on it.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully get some bit more time at the shows. I've got to speak to Lee tomorrow night and just confirm everything. So I'll be working for the invert shows, but what it means is I'm not working a table, so I'll have like 2-3 hours spare at every show.
So you'll be doing stuff like raffle and stuff like that. Will you be helping with that?
No, I'll be doing a live stream once a month on the Spider Shops YouTube channel to big up the forthcoming invert show wherever it is. So I'm going to get every single detail I possibly can, and then I'm going to be doing the show videos for them, filming them and everything else. So, which for me personally is going to be so cool because I get to do my own, and then I get to do theirs, but in a different style, different way completely. And then he says, obviously, with doing that, he wants me to do like an interview with sellers and stuff like that. And I said, well, yeah, we could do like 2 per video, which that's where I'm at, man. I love doing that. I love having like yourself on and having a good chat. It's wicked because you know we don't chat much via Messenger, but we do at shows. We used to till I got working anyway. And they're like, tonight I've really value your time because you know I do think a lot of you, Gav. And then it just frees up me to be able to do what I do and what I enjoy, and that's walking around, saying hello, chatting to people, seeing where they're at their hobby, and seeing what they're keeping, how they're keeping it, and what things they do that's different to what I do, and just embracing that, which is I absolutely love it. You know, you can't do that anywhere else really because it's just normal people. You feel safe at a show because everybody's a weirdo. And I try. You can see when people aren't too keen on being filmed, so you can move camera in a different direction and stuff, or pause it for a second and carry on. And
yeah, you can definitely tell the awkward ones when it comes to camera. I was messing about with that says I was changing my t-shirt, and he come across our table to film, and I was like, no, mate, just tell him he's taking pictures of my body. And we had to put him on the list. No,
he did. I don't know if he did a show video on YouTube, but what he did was filmed every single stand and put every single stand individually onto TikTok.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fucking brilliant.
Highlighted right in what company?
Yeah, just told you. But just told you what company it was. Sorry, not told you like no, but you know what I mean. But I said to him, for me, I said I didn't get any time at Seas. I went, so it's wicked to see what was like out there on people's tables and stuff like that, and I thought it was wicked. If you ever get me on camera, says Anton, I'm flashing my ass. I have to put the widescreen on. We might have to get 3 or 4 like cameras around that one. Right, I'm gonna have to disappear. I think it's been about 30 minutes since I said 5 minutes, so that's bad enough. It's
I think it's actually been longer.
It's a couple of minutes to midnight. Someone's tickling my throat. I need to go and get another drink. No. On a live stream.
We want to be seeing that in 8K Ultra.
8K. Gavin, your lighting is awesome, says Frugal. Just ordering so many.
We'll see.
Says Aaron.
They were meant to spot.
The spotlights look pretty cool. I've got some spotlights that go like that, but they're all battery powered. Literally 4 hours and that's them dead. I'm like, oh, that's no bloody good.
Yeah. These ones are pretty cool. These are just the little puck ones. But they're wired, they're USB.
I've got the purple light for the growing of the moss and stuff like that. I've just got to run it all around. But because there's 5 of us in a 2-bed, it's like, do I do it now or do I just wait till we finally get a move? Or if that's this year, or is it going to be next year? And good timing, mate. Just finished me rehousing. Says here, need to get my lighting situation sorted. Seriously, Amazon's the place. Amazon, Temu, anything like that. You know, if you get the lighting off Temu, it might only last a couple of months, but at least you got some of the time being.
Well, that's why you pay so little, isn't it?
Yeah. Frugal says, Gavin, can you share the link for your lights?
Yeah, I'll find the link for you. B&M got B&M.
That's where we come from.
No, not the puck ones. I got the strip ones on the other side from B&M.
I thought they were B&M as well. I think they've got them. Total friendly.
Those ones come from B&M?
No, it was the strip one. Came
Cool.
from B&M. I'll find you a link, Katrina.
Where you gonna post the link?
I'll send it to Katrina.
Okay. Helen says your lights do look awesome. But right, yeah, now it is midnight, so I'm gonna have to disappear because I'm hungry. Gavin, it's been an absolute pleasure again. Really, really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you on again. Like halfway through the year, see what other dead stuff you managed to find, and see what else you've managed to.
I could pick on the way to shows. I do all the time. I'm looking outside at road, you know, badger, fox, badger, fox, and I'm like, I could just put all these in Bonnet Whale.
Badger skull would be good.
Yeah.
Right. Let me just do that. Boom. That's it. Back to normal size. If you've been here from the start, thank you very, very, very much. Really appreciate it. And I hope you've all subscribed to Gavin's channel and checked his Facebook out as well. Again, all that incredible woodwork, commissions available. Just drop him a message across social media. And you can have a bit of Gav's wood in your front room. And he also
Yes, good. Call this number.
he also
0800.
specialises in finger butt plugs. They're pretty good. If you go in at that angle, you reach the spot.
Because he's got one. Steph says, how does he know? I says, oh, because he's got one.
How does she know? That's a conversation for another stream. Loved every minute of this. Thank you guys so much. Much love. See you next Sunday. Many hugs, says Frugal. Nessa, I'm off to inspect my invert room. Give up saying Keith has turned his lights off to snore. Wake him up. I dare you. That's the one, isn't it? Right. Good night, all. Again, thank you for joining. Really, honestly, appreciate the support so bloody much. It's unreal. And again, if you're not hooked up with Gav, please do so over on YouTube and Facebook. It'll be absolutely awesome. YouTube is Impossible Inverts, and then Facebook it's Impossible Inverts and Creations.
Other creations.
Other creations. That's the
Inverts
one.
and other creations.
Night, Aaron. Night, Susan. Take care, all.
Bye.